doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, it does.
Bring it back on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Everybody up.
Now, would you sign off?
Turn my mic up on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Let me in.
Not for us. A weird. Bring it back on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Everybody up.
Now, would you sign off?
Turn my mic up on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Let me in.
Not for us. A weird. Bring it back on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Everybody up.
Now, would you sign off?
Turn my mic up on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Let me in.
Not for us. A weird. Bring it back on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Everybody up.
Now, would you sign off?
Turn my mic up on the mic.
Well, gotta vote.
Let me in.
Not for us. A weird.
And you always look at me, and dad made a sound. And you always look at me, and dad made a sound.
Bring it back on the mic.
Always look at me, and dad made a sound.
Turn my mic up on the mic.
Always look at me, and
Not for
dad
us.
made
A
a
weird.
sound. Wow.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for being here. So, technical difficulties aside, Miss YarnWitch is here. I just got to do okay, camera. Don't act like an idiot. All right. I just got to share this, and I'm gonna be sharing a lot of stuff today. And sorry, YarnWitch, you can see both sides, right? Or sorry, the chat, both chats, and you have both YouTube and Rumble open. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop sharing. Studio to Brave, and there we go. There she is. Hello, everyone. I know
Hi.
this is not the best.
Hello, thank you. Sorry.
You're all right. It's not the best, but hey, it works. Rumble Studios is not allowing her mic to work, so hold on. There we go. So don't worry. Thank you for being here, YarnWitch, and thank you all for being here. I know she's the more important one, but let's be honest, I'm pretty too. But
Yeah.
anyway, thank you for being on here, YarnWitch.
You're better to look at.
No.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I know
No problem.
it's been a long time coming.
Well, I figured because you know all sorts of people like Jack Tarlad does that you'd be on everyone's thing, but I guess I don't know if this has ever been your first time on a thing before. So
Well, this is I've been a part of Tombi's stream a couple times. Wednesday Chinwag that goes on that's recently started. So I have, but otherwise, no, this is, I guess, my first time kind of being solo guest. So
nice. Yeah, I do. I did have Tombi on with someone else, Chrono on the PIF stream, but I've not been too adamant on doing multi-panel. And part of it is because you've already seen what happens with FNT, right? So you get a gist of why I'm kind of hesitant to have a lot of people on.
yeah, there is some chaos. If you can control the chaos, it's very entertaining. But sometimes you just don't want that energy. I don't always feel down for that either. I usually save that for other times.
I just want to let you know that you're popping in and out with your microphone, so just
oh dear.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's your mic or something else, because your connection with me is pretty good, so it's in the green. So I don't know if it's something else or not, but we won't worry about that. No, you're fine.
I'm sure it's on mine here. Maybe if I try that, maybe that'll be a little better. I'm sure it's my fault. I'm figuring it out.
That's why we do this. It's a learning experience. Today, class, we're going to learn about microphones and headphones. and then we're going to learn that. Yeah, and then we're going to learn a little something about get that over here. No, I'm joking.
Yes. Get on a little earlier so you can handle these issues before you're supposed to go live.
Yeah, well, you just said you got off work, so
that was work.
Yeah, you got off work, so it's understandable. Because I got off work at 3 p.m. So you're what, 3 hours behind me? So it's like 5.
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm technically supposed to be off of work at 5, but I thought, hey, I'll get all my work done a little bit of ahead of time. But
yeah. But you're,
course things
but you're
come up.
well, but it's like you're well liked within Tombi's field and all that stuff. I've
Thank you.
well, of course you're a pretty lady, but that's a different story. But
Nobody's seen me, so
I don't. There was that video on your Twitter profile.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true. You can't really see my face. I guess you see me kind of like mouth down.
Yeah.
So,
No, but yeah,
for some, that's the important parts.
yeah, no, you look great though. I
Oh,
just
thank you.
You're welcome. It's I just didn't know your business was in yarn, so I do. So I will
Oh,
admit
yeah.
I've admitted it before, but I do have help in trying to get the description right. I kind of checked over your stuff because I was like, what does she do? It's like
Aw.
she's not called YarnWitch for nothing. But I hope I hope the title was inspiring enough because I still because right now I'm going back over my my thumbnails, right, and I'm trying to get them done, so I'm using Canva to do that. So
You're amazing.
I'm still not there. I'm not at the prestigious level like, say, Tombi or some other people are. Yes, I love to see yarn when she yarn.
Oh.
Well, that's because she has bad breath, so that's a different. But no, it's I'm just going through kind of updating my stuff. I know, yeah, Phoenix Electra does yarn sewing, all that
I
stuff
see.
too.
Ooh, and you do spinning. Oh,
Yeah, there you go. Another person you can talk to. And I've had
love
her
it.
on as well. So
Oh, fantastic.
I think pretty much the majority of people in the chat I have had on the stream so far. Abe I haven't had on, but he's whatever. Take that.
Yeah, no.
but yeah, I'm trying to go through my thumbnails and make them, what you see now, that sort of thing. And
Thank you.
yeah, no, it's just part of the deal. I enjoy doing it. I still get gobsmacked by like the numbers and stuff, and I'm trying real hard not to pay attention to that because part of yeah, I heard you. Oh yeah, Tombi called Jack Tarlett a Muppet. Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, Jack. He's not wrong.
Yeah, that's how they show affection. That's them saying I love you.
At least he didn't call you a sock puppet. That'd be a different story.
That would be completely different with a whole bunch of different mediums.
Yeah, no, it definitely would. But yeah, it's sort of one of those things like I'm trying to learn to kind of let that go because again,
It's hard.
yeah, like you saw with yesterday, right? Like it was fun with Phoenix, not Phoenix Electra, but Phoenix having her on. And but then again, I've talked to people from Australia. I've talked to people in the UK, of course, like Jack and the rest of them.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that just amazing how much we're able to talk to each other? I've been thinking about this and talked to my husband recently, how it's so incredible that, we're a bunch of misfits here in this little community that we've got.
Mhm.
But I've been able to connect so well with so many people around the globe. And I get along better with all these people in this whole online community that I've become a part of.
Yeah.
We click so much better than anybody I live in Washington in the States.
Oh.
It just, well, yeah, and that's a whole thing on its own. But isn't that just incredible? We get to talk to people all around the globe, and
Yeah.
you get to find your people that way, and it's pretty amazing, and I really appreciate it.
No, and another thing too is I am trying to build my. Oh look, there you go. You got
Hey, Ben.
somebody. Yeah, he bend over really well.
Bend over. He's good at that.
Oh goodness, no,
Ask him how he's doing. He's living the dream.
yeah, he just spending every day. But we connect to so many. Yeah, no, it's great to do that. I mean, again, this has sort of allowed me to talk to other people across the way, but also just to talk to other people because again, I told Tombi and to many other people, it's like I didn't see it happening elsewhere in the sense of like just talking about whatever, because obviously you've seen, you follow a bunch of other creators. I'm like nothing to them, obviously, because I don't have those kind of numbers, but it's sort of like what I chose to go after is not, it just didn't feel like many of them, because they all got their niches, which is fine,
Right.
entertainment, movies, all that stuff, but it felt like that's a pretty bird, by the way. but it felt
There's a
like,
bird.
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear your birds.
I have birds? Shit, you can hear birds? Those are like outside and have the door closed. Oh,
I know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you're fine.
can I swear? Is
No,
that
you're
the-
fine. Yeah. I just don't go like no big gamer words. Now, Rumble,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, Rumble's allowed to go crazy with those, but I'm not gonna show those. Sorry, guys.
That's fair. Yeah. No, it's sometimes I slip up. I was in childcare for a long time, and
Oh,
it's been
gee.
years since I was there, and I totally lost the skill to censor myself.
Oh,
I thought I
goodness.
would always have it, but nah.
I can't believe you were in daycare, because that's man, you hear a lot of horror stories about that nowadays.
Oh, there's a lot of stories. I technically was in childcare in various ways, whether it's daycare or being a nanny,
Mhm.
or just a babysitter. I did that for 17 years. So it
17
was
years?
17 years.
Up.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids.
Yeah, that is, and of course, I was once a child in babysitting, so I know how that sort of ordeal can kind of go. But
Oh,
it doesn't help when you hear those horror stories, especially when
yeah.
when the biggest of part is that you can't have like male babysitters, whatever, because of that whole stigma that
Oh,
goes
yeah.
with that, and
Oh,
can be
I could rant.
Hey,
I could rant
knock it
about
off.
that.
knock it off, guys. A little too thirsty over here.
What?
There.
No, that's my second name I got during a Party Animals stream,
Oh.
because I like to play the bat in there. And it pissed off Steve, and I think it wasn't. God, you guys correct me. I think it was Steve that came up with Bat Wench.
Oh,
And
goodness.
yeah, and I just fell in love with it. So I'm like, no, that's my official nickname now is Bat Wench. I love it.
Well, I just know Tombi likes to look at the sky a little too much, so
Oh, it's
I
a
just-
beautiful sky. Can you blame him? The shapes, and the light reflection it's gorgeous. Stare at it for hours.
Yeah, I understand that, but yeah, it's sort of like I can't imagine spending 17 years.
17 years grand total, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So what?
I mean, huh?
I said, what got you out of it?
I want my own kid. Honestly.
Mhm.
And and honestly, it wasn't my calling.
Mhm.
It was a number of things that, I want to pursue something a little more creative, which is, what I'm doing now. And it's the parents. The parents drive you up the fucking wall. Just the parents are the worst part. Like, I
Yeah.
will change a bazillion dirty diapers before dealing with a parent.
Yeah.
And then ultimately I really, my heart just couldn't take it anymore. I'm not as strong as a lot of people out there. There are some people that can be teachers or be in childcare for their entire life and somehow make it through. I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye to kid after kid after kid, my heart couldn't take it anymore. You get so attached, and I am so sorry about my cat. She likes to sing after she's eating. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's always like an after show performance, you just like to.
It is. She loves to sing about how much she loves food, but she sounds like she's dying. So
I thought it was like the time of the month sort of thing right there, like she was howling for the other cats outside sort of ordeal.
no, she has long since been fixed. Thank God. Oh my God, those are horrible. I'm never dealing with that.
She's never doing opera again.
No. God, have you seen female cats when they're their time of the month? They're like arching their back and screaming. It's horror movie material.
YarnWitch, careful. That's a close wall you want to be careful of.
Sorry. I'm used to the Tombi stream. Sorry.
Hey, no, I'm all right with it. It's just yeah, kind of have to find that, because again, I like
That balance, yeah.
Yeah, well, again, like I was telling Phoenix yesterday, it's like I when someone asked me to describe this thing, I was like, well, it's just a one-on-one conversational thing, just about whatever, because some people like, what's the topic going to be? I'm just like, well, whatever comes up in the conversation. You saw if people were here last night, they saw 2.5 hours of it, and that's pretty much
Right.
same with Tombi and all other stuffs. No, well, a little, Tombi. You're a little bad, but you're all right.
Nah, I just get to be myself.
Yeah. which is great.
No, but I think that's your niche, Dara, is that you let it just naturally happen. So that could be, that's your niche there, where everybody else is, like you said, doing pop culture or what have you. Like, you've got your niche of, hey, let's just talk. And I think that's pretty cool.
I can do it all. I don't care. No.
Yeah.
Well, some topics are a little off the side because you get a little too down and dirty. It's not going to end well.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen the Craig
Exactly.
Ferguson show, and he liked to throw it hot.
Oh,
He liked to throw it hot.
he did.
Yeah.
That was, oh my God, that was a great show.
Yeah. But yeah, when someone asked me, because after a while I was like, well, because someone asked me to explain like what is your show, I was like, well, I was trying to think about, I was like, well, my two favorite shows are Whose Line and Craig Ferguson, and they both sort of have a improvisational to them, but you want to keep coming back because he was talking to big impressive people, but it was like the conversation never fully went about the movies. Sometimes it might have muddled in there, but it never was the mainstay. And it's just like when you can just go almost anywhere in a conversation rather than just like, we're going to talk about movies today. We're going to talk about, look, I get it. It's part of the job. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have the hills are alive feel than rather than just like like a soccer ball feels like you have to stay within these lines and here's the feds and all that stuff.
Yes, and authenticity. I feel like a broken record on this, but I think we're seeing little picture and big picture. People like authenticity. I know I sure do, and especially, I'm not gonna go into uncouth territory, but especially with COVID, when that hit and people got locked down, and we started to see this breakdown of the Hollywood superstar. I think that's when people went, oh, shit, these people aren't authentic. These conversations and interviews we're seeing aren't authentic. And we were drawn to that authenticity, thinking this image we saw of these celebrities was real. And now we're actually seeing that, no, they're not. So that authenticity can go a long way. And I think that's why YouTube and Rumble individuals they're taking the stage as far as the main source of entertainment. I don't know. That's my little rant. I'm sure my husband is probably tired of hearing me say that. I've said it a million times.
I wouldn't say it's a rant. It's more like a perspective that either you don't believe people are talking on, or you just like sort of like get it out there sort of thing, right? Like for me, again, when I first started this stuff, I did the whole like movie reviews and all that similar stuff that other people do, but then it was like the content creators I kept following, it felt like they were just why aren't they having someone who's a lot smaller than them on, because they have the numbers, right? Like they have more numbers than I can possibly have at the moment, yeah, I like that clickety clacking too. Can you put the period at the
Oh my gosh, you can see that. Oh my gosh, how are you gonna hear you're gonna hear my husband come home in like an hour. So you're hearing everything. Oh my gosh.
Who's on the camera?
I'm so sorry.
No,
God.
you're fine.
I had to figure this all out. Good gracious.
No, I
was just gonna tell Tombi to shut up and stop being a perv.
No, keep going, Tombi. But I want you to do it in the more English term. I want to hear the more English vibrato. Like I can't believe
I couldn't even pretend.
I can't believe your chip is off the brado or something like that. I don't know. I can't. My English accent is not so great because I can do I can do an Australian accent, right? Like you just have to find that.
There you go.
Like you have to find that deep end right there. You just have to go a little further because you
gotta go deep.
Well, part of it is the Monty Python where they're, all right, Bruce, what you doing there, Bruce? Oh, I'm all right, Bruce. You do that sort of thing. How close to the toilet? We'll be fine. Yes, because I don't want to hear that man go, hello!
Babe, close the door. No, he'll turn on like the fan and everything will be all of the white noise. So all you hear from me is just and you know he's taking a shit.
It's going for the round, that's gonna be
no, you're right, Tommy. I'm sorry.
No, you tell him off. You tell him. Yeah, you tell him off. You tell him off like the school git he is. That's right, I said it. I'm feeling impressed.
Oh no. puts up with so much shit from me. Oh my gosh.
Feeling oppressed and being oppressed are two very different things, Tombi. Learn the difference.
Oh, sad.
Oh, he's
Sad.
hey,
Terrible, man.
I put out a little I put out a short from our one of our streams. Okay, so feel proud of that. Feel proud of that, Tombi.
Ooh.
Yeah,
We all love Tombi. He's great.
I've been trying to do the whole
amazing.
shorts thing because YouTube has their end and
Yeah.
Rumble doesn't really have much of for theirs. But I've just been trying to put those out, and it seems to be working so far. Like having a draw and having people watch whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick you in the bowels. Oh,
He's gonna kick me in the bowels.
yeah,
It wouldn't be uncalled for.
I-
Okay.
the Cartman bowels.
It's my penance.
And on this day, fools, she had notes before the king, and then she got knighted, and then off with the head. But
Gosh, I couldn't even pretend to do an accent. It comes out awkward.
well, it's sort of like I just do it for fun. It's like playing around with it. You know, as long as
Yeah.
English person will come in, you can't do that. That's not right? But then you had like a Scotsman, Craig Ferguson, do different voices, but he lived in the area, so he could get it more pronounced.
Right.
And
they're around all those different cultures so much, and I mean the best a lot of us get is like there's some cultures here and around, but I don't know, we're so freaking widespread here in the States.
You get the American triad Cockney, like, oh right, governor, all right. It's after a while it's sort of like, whew, man, guys, you need to watch it. I do. I watched it. Made me look semi-intelligent at times. Hey, you know what? That's what I'm here for. To make you look semi-intelligent. You come on again, and I'll make you look full intelligent. That's how.
Full on, no.
It'll be 100.
Promise.
Yeah, it'll be 100%. Not a 50-50. But I do. I do enjoy trying, at least because I do it. It's just trying to emulate, right? It's not trying to imitate, like doing a Sean Connery impression. I can't do that.
No.
But it's sort of just like you hear how someone says something, and you try to at least emulate based upon within that marker, right? Like English, they say water. Some of them say water.
Oh yeah, they do the T quite different.
Yes, they spell with a lot more like color is just with a little extra vowel.
Color.
Yeah.
Color.
Color. I mean, we do through, like, let's just put all the freaking letters in there. So
Yeah, it's like color, the new fragrance of every man. So, there he is. There's Abe. He's coming with the British, right? He's coming in with the English right there. Ow, get out. Well, and the funny thing too is, right, I would wish I listened to the Witcher audiobook, and so that guy there would do like and of course the game as well, right? The Witcher game, but you would hear like, oh, Witcher, so you good. Think you got it right there, Witcher?
Oh gosh,
you sort of have all that. But
it does start to get to you when you've been listening to it for a while. Like when I'm doing audiobooks, I love Simon Vance is my favorite narrator, and yeah, he's British, but anyways, yeah, he's got his accent, and I do start to kind of emulate that a little bit, but it just comes out awkward. I'm so not just American, but West Coast.
Give it a try. Give it a try. Before you give it a try.
Nah. Offend everybody, dude. I was starting to learn my half of my family is Italian, and at one point I was trying to learn Italian, and I was very proud of myself, and I was picking it up, and I'm getting it down, and I talked to my grandfather one day, like, hey, I'm finally learning it, and he was like, oh, that's great, it looked like it was a little proud. He's like, okay, well, say something. I can't even remember what it was. What do you say with this and this and this? And I said something in Italian, and there was just this pause.
Yeah.
And he's like, come back to me later. I just that look of disappointment, and I'm just, oh, fuck. Okay. Clearly not for me.
You are the black sheep of our family. Keep trying. And then he pats you on the head and sends you off with a piece of candy. He's like, wow, that was the most healing thing I've ever felt. But
can we just disown her now, please?
This
Get rid of
old
her.
man, this old man.
Man.
It tur-
Exactly.
It turns into this very big thing with torches and stuff. It's like, please don't throw me out of the home. It's not fair.
It's not far off.
Yeah,
They get sassy.
but I just play around with it because again, you hear how some they're like Jacksepticeye, right? He's Irish, but he did a what is it? He did a cameo in the game Poppy Playtime, and he did a very
Oh.
hard Irish where he's like, "Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've been down the gutter and I've just been swatting the flies, and they keep coming at my face." But I keep swatting them again, and there's like
God.
more flies and gnats and everything else. There's a crocodile over there. It's just harsh and all that stuff. But he's not really.
So you do that way better.
I try, I really do. But like Scottish is one of those things where you have to get it in the right sense of like, I'm gonna.
God, I'm
It's
sorry.
gonna be a real hard. Oh, no, that's wrong. No, that's. Let me.
No, my husband can do a Scottish accent, but it helps that he is Scottish. Like he's not straight. He's American Scottish. Like he's
American.
Scottish descent, I should say. But yeah, he can do that really well. Just like, I'll just be here.
Is that
Valley Girl Hell?
Is that the is? Nope, I'm not gonna say.
I just need to smooth.
I was gonna say very something innuendo, but that's not gonna happen.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna be offended. Sorry to offend me.
I was just gonna be, if those are gonna be the whispers of sweet nothings in your ear in a Scottish accent. That's all.
That's fair.
Would you like to open my Lucky Charms?
That's cliche Irish.
I'm trying there. No, Scottish is more like it's a harshness. You gotta get right in there, or I can't. I
Yeah,
I've gotta hear it.
it's a difficult one. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. My cat I swear to God, whenever I start talking, he's like, I want to be involved.
There's a cat. There we go. Sound
Yeah, I
very
got two different kitties.
Glaswegian and Edinburgh Scottish English sound very different, as do the Isles of Scots. Well, I've heard.
Oh, that makes sense.
I heard of the Isle of Wight, but that doesn't mean there's all white there. Fine.
Oh, God, you disagree. No kilts.
All right, Tombi, you win that one right there. You get the gold on that one.
You guys are great. Oh my gosh.
I can feel the breeze of blowing through my skirt, my kilt.
That's when you're wearing it proper.
Well, even then, we think of the Irish as sort of lilty. Like there's a just depending on, but there's actually Isle of Wight is mostly white. Yeah, I figured that, Tombi. Hence the name Isle of Wight.
I don't know.
That's a
But you can't always go off of that. I mean, look at Iceland and Greenland and the shenanigans that Nat naming did. Like, hey, nobody likes it here. Let's name it something that sounds nice to trick them. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding.
I've yet to hear of an island called the Island of Fartface. That's the one island I've not heard of yet.
It's gotta be out there somewhere.
See, you have the Isle of Man, but you don't have the Isle of Woman. But then again, that'd be more trouble than it's worse.
Tell me about it.
Hey. Oh, okay.
Hey.
But there's a channel on YouTube called the Try Channel, and they have a bunch of Irish people drinking stuff, and of course they're drinking stuff because they're Irish, right? And and they're just like some of them have a very lilty, some have high, some have a very harsh, not a harsh, like the one I bring up on multiple occasions is that at the end of X-Men First Class, right, with like Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, when Michael Fassbender is trying, doing Magneto, who's supposed to be English, he's coming out of that sub, he bursts out of the sub and he does this sort of Irish accent, like brothers at arms, and he sort of does that.
Oh, see, you're getting in there for sure.
I try to bring it out like I've got the daisies growing beneath my feet, and I just try to get up there like you're sweet. The Isle of the Isle of Farts. That'd be a nice place to go to too. I hear it's kind of
it would
though.
It might be a little. What is it? Oh God, there goes my joke. I can't even remember the term I was looking for. God damn it.
No wonder you're called the yarn witch, because you spin a yarn and then it just disappears into the ether.
Yes, yes. Just
So-
like my thoughts, it just goes away.
And I've got it here and just,
Oh, damn it! Not again.
God dang it, not again. I've had that instance too where I've been on stream, is like just talking about something. It's like, what were we talking about again? So I killed.
Oh yeah. Tell me about. I mean, I'm ADD and my husband's ADD too. Actually, so are our parents. So it's like just goes the conversation.
That's amazing. You two got with each other, because that would be just like ADD, bored with each other at a certain point. So it's like, what the? Oh yeah.
No, we're able to keep up with each other, and I don't know. It helps. It's not like it's a necessity, but it does kind of help in having a spouse that understands how your brain is malfunctioning because of the ADD.
Right.
Like they understand that when I'm hyper focused, don't fucking talk to me or I will end you. There's that. There's you're having a conversation and it goes off one direction, but then you'll come back to a subject that was like from 5 minutes ago where everybody else in the world is like, what? But that's what we do.
It just sits you down, like, honey, you need to calm down.
Yeah, no. He has never told me that because we both meet each other's energy levels.
It's over 9,000. Oh wait, the bills are here. It's under 9,000.
Oh, it's under 9,000.
Yeah. But
nice quote. I like it.
But the thing is, like, so I saw when I was adding your links, I saw you have your own store. What is that about? Like, because
I do.
Yeah.
So I hand dye yarns. I do small batch indie dyeing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's up on the website currently, is all the yarns that I hand dye and I sell. This is definitely a dream of mine to go after. I got into knitting, I can't remember, probably like 8 years ago or something like that. And it became very quickly one of those hobbies that it's like, I don't remember what I did before this. This is just what I do. And it clicked really well. And again, I've always wanted to pursue something in the creative field because I've always been a creative since I was little. And then got into knitting, got into crochet. And then that got me interested in, obviously, in different fibers, because when you're creating these things, you need to know the behaviors of the different fibers. And without going too yarn nerd here, that led into my interest in yarn dyeing, because especially with all of this, you get interested in the colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yarn dyeing just came to me naturally, and I loved it. Oh no, I stepped away. What did you see?
No, it's just bend over. No, that's great, because I have a grandparent. I have a grandparent who was once an interior designer, but she has sewing machine. She's one of those people from the day where you had to sew your own clothes and all that stuff. And
when it was cheaper to do that, it's not cheaper to do it anymore.
Well,
gosh, that would be so cool.
I've had quilts made by. I have an aunt who's made quilts. Of course, my grandparent as well. And so I have not like in the sense of you, because you dye your stuff. So but it's more of like creating and repairing stuff from it. But yeah, it's
great.
Yeah, it's a very fascinating feature when you can, in essence, make your own colored yarn. And how long does that take?
Well, let's see. For me currently, and it varies between dyers depending on how your studio is set up and everything. For me personally, in my current setup, which is very, very modest, I could dye at I guess on average, I'm dyeing 3 to 5 skeins, I guess, a day right now. And that's just because of life circumstance. But as far as, actual time it takes, that could take like an hour or two to get a batch done, if you're focusing on it, and depending on exactly what method you're going for. But it's really interesting. You actually have to get the yarn into
you have to get it wet. It has to be in water, and that can vary. And then you actually have to put in some sort of another another element that will get the dye to adhere to the yarn. And then you actually have to cook the yarn to get it to actually stay and, mend with the dye. So it does have to cook for a little bit, actually. So that, I don't know. I think that's pretty cool and kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, and like you were saying earlier, it's just when you came to that point, you found that thing. It's just sort of like it, yeah, it came to, and for me, it's the same thing with this, right? Like, again, like I said, I did like movie review stuff, I did like gaming, but it wasn't until I hit the conversational piece, I was like, this, because the one thing most people don't tell you, even if you go to college, you're not really going to know what you're going to do with yourself as an adult. It's like maybe you find it, maybe you don't find it, and you're just stuck between this. You'd be stuck between these roads. And so for a long time, I was, I didn't know. I'll be honest with that. I didn't know. I was like, that's why I did like the certification for CompTIA Plus, because I was like, well, maybe this will be okay. And then that kind of fizzled off. I got my certification, but that kind of fizzled out.
See, it's amazing how, we just you don't get any guidance. We don't know what we want, but you're expected to be this young, dumb adult and, hey, figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. But no guidance on that. And then there's the pressure to go to school and collect all this debt for a lot of times a degree that you're never going to use.
and I get why some people do a trade and stuff, but it's like a trade. I get the trade, but the trade is not always an answer, because again, you have to kind of find it. And for me, again, like the
right person,
and once I started doing this, I was like, I found that thing, right? Because there wasn't really anyone doing exactly what I'm doing, and it was sort of just like I really wanted to explore it to see if I could get people on. And again, another month full. I have another month. May is all full and closed.
So great.
And
good.
Thank you. I still worry. I'm already halfway, almost halfway through May, and I'm like, okay, will I get a lot? Will I get June full? Because that's always the thing, right? So if I can get April or May, I could probably get June. And of course, I still have to go out and do the whole fishing thing and try to find out and all this stuff. But
I mean, that's how you got me finally to come on. It's like, hey, lady, hello,
get on here.
You got to do that. Exactly.
But it's like I can always bring back old people, older people that have been on as well. It's just I'm trying to. I wouldn't say I wouldn't try to work my way up. It's just that I wouldn't stop being on the ground floor, because I feel like going up, continue going up with the people you find, and then you just stop there, and it's just whatever. But I'm like, no, I can take both fields.
Growing.
I can take both fields. I've probably talked to at least over close to 50, maybe around 50 different people, because I've had at least. So cool. Well, you think of it this way: it's 5 days a week, almost 5 days a week. That's one person per day, 4 weeks. So it's
a lot of conversations.
Yeah, it's a lot of different conversations. Some of them have been repeats, like Jack Tarlett, of course, and of course Zora was on twice, and a few others. But it's sort of just like, it's just sort of like, just keep trying, because if I can do it for 2 months, if I can fill 2 months, I'm pretty sure I can fill the rest of the year. It's just to make it go beyond and just this. You have to outreach more. You have to see more people. It's just it's that difficulty that relies with it. And of course, I know, I gotta do the whole YouTube stuff. But I'm like, do I really have to? Does it really rely on me doing the same thing every other YouTuber's done in order to be successful at this? I mean, it just feels out of it.
And I'm just armchair speculating, but there are different things that, hey, this method proves to be successful for a lot of people, but then you also have to do your own thing, because there's so many content creators out there. So you got to find that niche and what works for you and what comes naturally to you and what you want to do. That's definitely something I found with Pine and Cauldron, my yarn business, is that I need to start with the colors and the feel that comes naturally to me and that I love and that I enjoy.
Mm,
Because the moment that I start to go, well, what's selling? What's popular right now?
mm.
And just let that lead me and let that focus with me,
Yeah.
then I'm going to lose my niche. People are going to lose their interest, because when people follow Pine and Cauldron, they're following the type of feel that my business has. And
Very
so, and that's based off of me and my interests and my personality. So you got to just stay true to yourself, and that's where it'll be more successful. And I've been told that multiple times in the fiber industry.
Yeah.
I've had people higher up who are in successful businesses tell me exactly that. Like, you got to do what you got to do. Like, be open to what you think is going to sell. Like, you can't just do colors only you like, but make sure it's within your own personality and what appeals to you.
Yeah, I kind of see that. It's not like I wouldn't like with my thumbnails, right? That's more of just like color coding to each side of the field, like red,
Oh, yeah.
and then of course
Yeah.
you saw
It's your thing.
yeah, you saw the thumbnail. Of course, I use Canva to make the thumbnails, which makes it really easy after a while. But
Oh, good.
yeah, it's just sort of yeah, it's sort of just like finding the arena. Like, yeah, I'm in the same arena too. Like I can look at both ends of both Rumble and YouTube, and like, oh yeah, I'm going pretty well. But then it's like, but what can I do to grow more? And I'm just like, oh dear, here we go again.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I mean, you want to grow, but you got to keep it tempered too with, yeah.
yeah, it's about. My thing is like I'm trying to stay real humble about it, stay the real authentic about it, while not trying to do, while not trying to do the, oh, like, subscribe, all that stuff, or here's, pay for this, pay for that. It's just like, while the money is nice, don't get me wrong. The point of the matter is like,
Oh, heck yeah.
yeah, well, the money is nice, but the thing of it is like I've talked to people. I just talked to a lady from Alaska. I've talked to someone in Australia. I've talked to so many, a few guys in the UK. I've talked to many in the US, like yourself. But the issue of it is, right, it's like I have to grow. I have to build my credibility in order to be seen more, to have more on. It's that catch-22 thing. And I know I've repeated myself 1,000 times over, but the point of the matter is that I kind of see where my limitations are with that regard. I don't know how to sell myself, but I'm enjoying this, and I think if I can at least keep this part, I'll have a lot better. Because I don't care for my full-time job. I really don't. It's there to pay for my bills. Well, no, it's not your fault. It's just it pays my bills. It pays a lot for my bills, but it's not within the realm of wanting to do. Because I'm sure you've probably felt that way before with between your Cauldron and whatever.
Very, very much. And the job I'm doing, same thing. It pays the bills. Get there. And I mean, it does suck to, doing the grind that doesn't give you fulfillment, that you don't find joy in, but oh no.
You know what, Tombi, just for that, I'll say thank you, but I don't expect it. And Tombi was on with me for, he gave a 5 on Rumble.
Oh,
thank
bless
you,
your
Tombi.
heart. He is just the best.
Yeah, he is. Stay true to your morals. Well, I'll say true. Well, morals.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, I am, and it's been interesting because I have kind of grown naturally. It's through the networking part, right? Like it's through the networking.
Yes.
Yeah, because
that's so key.
Yeah, behind you is another person that's connected to you that I could have on. Behind Tombi is another person I could have on, and further and further 100%. And further. It's just interesting, and I'm not technical at this stuff. Look at me. I'm using Rumble Studios and Brave Talk to get to you to come on here, and
well, that was my fault. I'm the idiot over here.
You didn't know, but the thing of it is, right? It's like I keep being fascinated. It's not fascinated. Fascinated, not fascinated. That's a little weird. I keep being fascinated by one, the ability to get people on, and two, because people have something they want to talk about. Now, yes, again, people ask, what's the topic going to be? What are the topics we're going to talk about? Hold on. Or whatever.
Bless you.
Yeah, I do that so you don't hear me burp. I know.
I wasn't sure. I just guessed.
I know Az just burps on the camera on the camera, whatever. But I'm like, it's being a little hospitality. But
You're right. That's his shtick. I'll leave that to him.
I have my end of year goal. Yeah, well, I don't.
Yeah, slow and steady.
I don't have a. I wouldn't say my goal is like the number thing. It's more like just trying to have more different people on, and all that stuff, and all the other stuff that comes. Just saying I would like to have more people on. Like June. I want to have June filled. I want to have July filled. I want to have August filled. Besides the holidays, of course, because I won't be doing my PIF stream on the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. But I'll be trying.
Sure.
I'm trying to invite more people to do a PIF stream. Because they get
That is
to
so cool that you do that.
yeah. I did kind of replicate it off the whole Rumble raid thing, but it was like it's not for me. It's not a raid because I don't have a lot of people to raid with. It's sort of like, look, whether you see me or not, whether you pay attention or not, here's some likes, here's a little cash. Go have a good weekend and just be that. And then I walk and I go off. Tombi was there.
Yeah, it was great to see. I loved that.
But more to ensure that I'm providing content people enjoy. It's my feedback doesn't make sure. Yeah, and I've asked for feedback, like, am I doing well? Does that look okay? Hey, cool
Yes.
frog. Because I'm never sure. Because I'm the new. I think in August will be my year of live streaming. But it's like you try to ask others, like, okay, so what could I do to be better or whatever, and it's just like, well, I don't know. I've gotten some advice, but it's sort of like maybe I can ask like once a blue moon, but still be like, well, what feels right? Like, what am I doing that I'm enjoying? Like,
Yes.
like the whole thumbnail making, right? Like this is simple, basic stuff. Like it really is. It takes me about
It's important.
yeah. I'm trying to go over like I said, I'm trying to go over my old stuff, try to update it, make it look like it can see it, like the wording and stuff. But I use tools. For the shorts, I use Opus.pro for trying to get like at least like the description and stuff, the sound right. Like for yours, I use Claude.ai, kind of like
Oh, okay.
proofread sort of thing, or what can I improve on sort of thing. So I'm using different tools that people like. You should, whatever. But it's about what can sound better, what can look better. I'm just trying to entice to have more to keep that circular thing going, because it's still a mystery to me. But I want to enjoy it more rather than just be like, oh, I've got to add like 50 things in the thumbnail or whatever. I'm like, why?
Yeah, because if you're just gonna resent the process,
Yes.
then you're not gonna do it. So yeah, again, finding that balance between really enjoying it and it coming as naturally as it can to you, but then also doing what is needed.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like when it becomes, look, there are a lot of content creators that make it a full-time job. Yeah, there are a lot of content creators that make it a full-time job, and they do all this, they hire other people to do it, right? Which if you have the money, okay. But for me, it's like, if you're not enjoying the process of making a thumbnail or doing a short or using the tools to do a short, which will, or using the tools like Opus.pro to make a short, which takes like 90% of the work out of my hands, and I just do 10%. I'm not against editors. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, my mouth is a little dry. No, I'm not against hiring people if that's what you want to do. But for me, it's like I don't have the money to hire somebody, so I'm going to use the tools I have.
Right.
And once those tools get better and better, it's going to be like, well, then I don't need to hire anyone, because if I can do a majority of the work by myself, in the sense of by myself, then and I enjoy that process. I actually enjoy making while enjoying every single the process. Yeah, no, if you do, yeah. There's not a lot of people who are like full-time and all alone enjoying the process. So, but if I can get to that point, because I think you've been on when I've described like what a future look I would like to have one day, but that's a time and money issue. So, but yeah, one day it'd be. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're right. I like and actually I think Dan Vasc actually tweeted this, which is awesome and irritating because I've always done this, and I'm like, now people are going to think I'm simping for Dan Vasc now. But I think a good method is you see what you want, what do you want your life to be at? What do you want it to look like and everything? Okay, now work backwards from there. What are the steps from that?
Money in a house. If I want to get to that
Yeah, no
point.
shit,
Yeah.
right?
If I want to,
Yeah, same here.
yeah. If I want to, oh, you live in an apartment then?
Oh yeah, we're in a tiny apartment, and I mean, and not from a lack of want, but and I mean, honestly, it's mainly because, excuse me, we've got our 2 kitties and the area we live in, so you know, the cost of living in this area has just skyrocketed over the years since we first lived here.
Yeah.
And then of course the cats have gotten older. They are taking a lot more money, but and with that said, Tombi created a Give Senko, and it raised quite a bit, and that was, oh my god, such a huge help. I've shed so many tears over that.
Yeah.
So with that disclaimer out there, that you know, we received some help from some amazing people, and we're both really touched. Please really appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's great too, because it's always nice. I just know that part of your deal, when you say community, right, you do see the affluences of these things that called community, and they crumble inward. I know, you know, Gary calls this stuff the fellowship, whatever, and I've been sort of like, well, what, I wouldn't call it community, but it's sort of like I get together. We're just getting together to have a conversation. I mean, that's just it. Because, you know, like a family barbecue, right? You have a family barbecue or a family reunion or all this stuff. And I want to go too far to say family in the essence of people here, but just a La Familia get together, that sort of thing. And
Absolutely. And I found, oh my god, I found brothers in multiples of these guys, like the guys that are in chat and they're here and being supportive. I just, you know, couldn't tell you how much that means to me. It's amazing that, you know, I actually have found family in them. And just, again, how crazy is that these are people from literal opposite sides of the world, and you find somebody that you can, you know, legitimately call family. What?
Get to bed soon, Tombi, because listening to these moments, get to bed soon.
Oh, he does need to go to bed. It is fucking late there.
Yeah. Well, he said when
shit.
he was on, he said he only gets like a few hours of sleep. Like, well, more power to you, I guess. I guess you're doing the Tesla method. We only get like 3 hours a night to sleep, and then you're like back at it
Sounds
again.
about right. Yeah, poor thing. He can't sleep for very long. He just lays there awake, and you know,
I don't need sleep.
I get it. My husband. Yeah.
He's like the real Terminator. He goes to bed and he just lays there looking at the sky, and he's like, "Hooah!"
He's mentally training.
He looks at the ceiling.
Yeah,
and
he
says,
doesn't sleep.
Yeah, he's looking at the ceiling. He's like, I am going to break you one day with my mind. Come over here. I will take you out.
Will control the force.
Oh,
no, I get it. My husband is not. Tommy's got it a lot harder than my husband does. But yeah, my husband also doesn't. He is not able to sleep much right now. Excuse me. On most nights. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And it's because his brain becomes alert and active at night. Like once it gets late, that's when his brain like turns on.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
I just saw me.
It's only 2 a.m. Only 2 a.m. Oh,
Tombi
God, bless
said.
your hearts.
Tombi says, "I think of Abe when I try to sleep." Look, there you go. Hey, UB Legend, what up? What up, UB Legend? Thank you for being here, sir.
Hello.
UB Legend has been on the show as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was on camera because I think his Rumble Studios camera wasn't working, but he was on as well. So yeah, it's a lot of connection between Rumble and YouTube. But I've had a few people on, like W was from Twitch, and then I'm hoping to try to at least go all platforms without having to, multi-stream to all platforms, right? Because right now 2 is all I can really handle. I mean, Rumble Studios allowed me to do more,
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And I figure build small and then see what happens, right?
Exactly. Get your foundation under you that you are comfortable with, because, once you have that down, you're comfortable with it, then you can grow. But you stretch yourself too far, you're going to break.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do like a link tree thing because I think putting all my stuff in
Yeah.
all the time is not gonna be it's not been the best. But again, it's like you try to put out there, I'm open and available. Just don't be crass, disrespectful, or want to not have a conversation. But
Absolutely. Just don't be a dick.
yeah, some people have a hard time with that. Link tree for the
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's just because from your perspective, right? You follow a lot of people and you're involved. I think you said you were on the chain mic, whatever. What is your perspective of just content creation as a whole? Because you do actual, you sell products, you do all this stuff, and of course they do like coffee and whatnot, but coffee's overrated anyway. But
Hey, those are fighting words.
I rather drink hot chocolate, to be honest. But from your perspective, what does content creation look to you? Not mean to you, but look to you.
Like for me personally, and the idea of doing it, or what are my thoughts about it on as a whole?
Well, just from your perspective of you know a lot of people who are creators. You're a bit of a creator yourself in a sense. You're seeing out all these other creators that create on these platforms, and you're sort of like, what are your perspective thoughts not on the whole, because you can't see the whole,
I see.
right?
Yeah, but yeah, as a whole, no, absolutely. And correct me if I'm going off in the wrong direction. I think all this content creation is our new entertainment. I know I was kind of saying this earlier. I think this is kind of the replacement for Hollywood and TV watching and all of that. It really dawned on me when gosh, it was one evening years ago. I just pulled up YouTube on our TV and I was just looking around and I didn't see anything particular that I was interested in that day. And my husband said something like, "Nothing good on the YouTubes today, huh?" Like referencing how you would say nothing good on TV, right? And that's, when I realized that, that's our new TV and that's the new medium, honestly. And with that, like that authenticity I was talking about earlier, I think that's going to get it to grow. And I think you can see the evidence of it being a threat to the established entertainment industry, because you see news anchors and such talking shit about content creators, a lot of effort to try and bring content creators down. It's like, these guys are thriving, and sorry, I think this is going to be the new thing. So
I hesitate.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I hesitate to say that about YouTube because YouTube is Google, and Google is a
yeah.
So I hesitate.
Yeah, I don't mean just YouTube, but like all of content creation, not just the YouTube, but like Rumble and Twitter and Twitch and all of that. I think that's the new entertainment. But yeah, no, I totally get it. I have my issues with YouTube and Google too.
I see it this way right now. Rumble isn't up to the par of, say, the algorithms or whatever for having the live stream short clips or whatever being broadcast in a sense or seen. But if I can use what YouTube already has and kind of just plug both ends into it, then I can I can help both ends. And I went for my shorts, right?
Yeah.
When I do my shorts, I do add the people who are in the short, who have made the short from of, and I do put their stuff in there because that's a sort of like a payback. Like, yeah, come to my stream and stuff, but also go to this person here because they help. They came to the stream and they were a part of it. So why not give a hand to that? I probably should put my stuff in with that stuff too, but it's more like I just give back to them for being on the show. But all right, so
and that goodwill is going to build too. Somebody sees that doing or sees you doing that for them, they're more likely to do that for you. And it just, that goodwill and putting that good energy out there, not to sound all hippy dippy, but it really does come back to you because people see that and appreciate that. And, I guess most people would want to give back to that or pay it forward in some kind of way, or
Well,
just at least appreciate it.
if you see my pay it forward streams, you know that's kind of the case right there.
Very much, yeah.
And of course, I can only do it again. I can only do it to Rumble because I don't have that $10,000 that like Chris and Flawed had a long time ago. I don't have that kind of money.
Right.
But you see what you kind of see what like $2 is capable of doing to someone who thought they'd never get a Rumble rant or any money whatsoever.
Right.
And when I had Tombi on, he saw that. When I had Chad and Zio on, they saw that, mostly because they gave to Tombi. But that's another different point.
That was amazing to
Yeah.
see, by the way. And I mean, when you give it to somebody who really appreciates it and is humble, I mean, that's when it's gonna sound like I'm kissing his ass this entire stream. But when God damn it, I'm gonna be so irritated, and he's gonna tell me to shut the fuck up.
Right.
But when you guys did do that for Tombi, I think it says volumes when he gets all these Rumble rants and everything coming in, and his response is, "Oh my gosh, you guys don't have to do that. Okay, I got to figure out how to pay that forward." Like, that's his response, is, how do I pass that on?
Right.
We need more people like that in the world. Just more people that just want to pay it forward. So I love that you do that.
Yeah.
And
you'll be oh goodness. Oh. But like I said, I'm trying to invite people who've been on to help. And of course, Tommy didn't have to give anything. That was just something he did.
yeah.
But I mean, you and many others will be a part. You can be a part of that if you'd like to, because I do want to. I may think about trying to do, maybe try to do multiple people within for a pitch stream, just as like each one can pick a person, and we don't have to, because that's like sort of like I would be able, in a sense, call it a raid, but not in that sense. It's just depends. Because
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, so I might try to.
That's a great idea.
I think in June I might try that. So in the future, well, I gotta look at June. So like we'll call it
The
this.
future.
Yeah, the future. It's the commercial here. But yeah, for this, I think for like this June 7th, I'm gonna try to see if I can get multiple people on, because I did have Kronos and Tombi on, and that was a good conversation after the fact. But I'm gonna try to see I'm gonna try to see if I can't get like maybe 3 to 5 different people on for another pitch stream, because I do want to share that experience with others, because even if it's just $2 or no money at all, if you're willing to give a like and put a comment in, you've done more than most would. I just give money because I can't follow everyone, because following clogs up my feed on Rumble.
Right.
And so it's like the people I want to follow, I don't have enough time to watch everyone's stuff. I really have enough time to watch my stuff. I just try to do all these different things to try to make it work, but I'm enjoying the process. So
good for you. I really do like that.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it, because I'm still trying to push past like the whole, as before, like the whole numbers thing. But I'm also reminded. I also remind myself of the 2 questions I've told everyone, right? Is what am I getting in for? What am I expecting out of it? And one day I'd like to expect the what that plan I had, and then invite people face to face, right? Like to have face to face rather than just across the camera. Yeah, because were you ever in the stream where I described that, like what that would look like, or no?
No, I think I might have missed that one.
But so my vision was, and I saw this a time ago. So it was sort of like, so the placement is those butcher tables, right? They have like the multicolored blocking things or whatever. It's called a butcher table, but it's sort of like I'm gonna see if I can't find what a butcher table looks like, so people can have I can't present it because you're on, so it's okay.
Well,
yeah, I have
way to fuck it up, YarnWitch. Jeez.
You're fine. But no,
there's table. Look.
Yeah, you can look it up on your end, and you should be able to share the screen on your end over there. But yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so you'll see at the very bottom in Brave Talk, you'll see like the mic, the camera, and then you'll see start screen sharing. Just pick whatever it is you want to share.
Oh god, and it's on my iPad. You're just gonna see a whole bunch of like knit patterns and
It's long,
pictures of my cats.
as long as it's not any naughty stuff, you'll be all right.
Nah, I'm too boring.
No. Hey, sometimes boring is all right. No, we're not going to butcher people on stream. No, it's a butcher table. I think it's what they call it. It's just this huge block of wooden table that's. It looks small, but I think you can extend it out more. But they say it costs a lot. But it's
I
a
have to take a look.
yeah.
For some reason, I'm doing this through my iPad, so it's probably not going to let me share stream or share screen. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Damn it.
But yeah, it's like a butch table, and either side will have a microphone, or there'll just be a singular microphone in the middle, and then you'd have
I see.
like either comfy chairs or stools. Well, probably comfortable chairs because stools hurt after a while, and then that would be the setup area because you wouldn't see anything in front. Maybe like a Bluetooth mouse, but other than that, everything would be behind the camera, and then in front of the camera would be like the table and stuff and the people, and then in the background you'd have sort of like this blue wall, kitchen area, white cupboards, and then sky blue all around. And it would be a place that's lived in. It's not something that's a studio for show. It's a lived in place. And that's why I kind of see would like to be the sort of end result to get there, because I don't, Tim Pool has his own sort of thing with that, but for me it's just like, but it's a bit extravagant. He has a compound. I'm just talking about a house, a guest house, and that's pretty much it. Right? It's just
that sounds great. Yeah.
Homely.
So kind of that table setup, but in a more authentic spot.
Yes, because you have the sky blue, not like my coloring, but you have a sky blue coloring, because sky blue, I feel like sky blue color in the background is very calming in the sense, or it looks good, to people, eye catching. And then you'd have like the white cupboards, maybe like a stainless steel looking refrigerator, stuff like that. And of course it'd be a real kitchen and stuff, but it'd just be homely, authentic, to be able to sit down with somebody no matter where they're from. Of course, that like airplane stuff would be from a lot of money, but there'd be a guest house, which is like it wouldn't cost them anything to stay at a hotel, which is money saving in itself. So it'd be you could have your significant other come with you in that guest house, but it's sort of like, no, it's not it's more like a future home that becomes a future home part.
So like an additional living space.
It's I see it as more open space. But it's just from, I don't have that artistry to show it or give it depth. I just know all the screen stuff is behind the camera. You're not going to see anything on the table other than either the microphones and maybe the mouse. Keep it simple, keep it authentic, and they're both heard. I don't think people need the headphones if they're just, unless there's like a feedback. But my thing is like, you're not hearing anything like the speech stuff or whatever. It's just you can read it
if you're all there together.
Yes,
that makes sense.
My thing is to keep it simple, keep it humble, keep it authentic, and homely. Because I think people like to be able to come to a place they can just sit down, relax, and just whatever. I know it's a lot to describe, but it's just the more I keep seeing that the vision in my head, the more it just like the more just like there's a homeless to it, and I think that would be more catching than saying I have that $10,000 studio. You can see all the buttons and stuff right here, and I'm just like, why? But that's just me though.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. That again, your niche is being more natural and authentic, and that authenticity, like I was saying earlier, I think that's something to go for.
Hey, Nerd Takes, thank you for being here. Okay.
Hey,
Jay. So, before we go any further, it is the top of the hour. Well, it's actually way past the top of the hour. And I think you've heard me. I've even my mic to my ears in order to check how loud I am. That said. So,
your head's getting inflated. I shouldn't have complimented you too much.
Tombi. Well, there's more than that, but we won't talk about it. But so I said, of course, you've seen it multiple times. I do set at the top of the hour time. I do set this time for us to promote ourselves. Not chill, not grift. Those are they just have negative connotations to them. So it's like promote yourself because it is essentially promoting. Because you do stuff too, right? You have your store. You have your you have your Twitter account. But go ahead and promote yourself. Hey nerd. But go ahead and promote yourself. And I
Thank
think
you.
Tombi is posting your store one, but all your links that you gave me are down below.
Bless his heart.
Yeah. So go ahead and do
Yeah.
your bit.
Well, thank you so much. And yeah, thanks to you and for Tombi for posting the link. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, my business is called Pine and Cauldron, where I sell hand dyed yarns that I've done myself. It's all small batch indie dyed yarn. I primarily, if you're interested in fiberworks, it's primarily merino wool. Currently, all my bases are merino wool, except for one base that has nylon.
Right.
And one specialty I have is doing my sock sets. Again, this is if you're in the knitting or crochet community or what have you. But yeah, I have a lot of sock sets. A good chunk of them are sock sets inspired by people who were really supportive in the opening of Pine and Cauldron. But on the website, if you scroll to the bottom, you can also subscribe to my newsletter. Let's see here. I guess it's just, pineandcauldron.com. I do have an Instagram where I do keep you up to date. I do show kind of the method of how yarn bang is done in, these sort of shorts. Tombi, there is an ongoing gag in the Tombi and Smoo community of knitting.
Yeah.
Really they really want me to put that on the website.
I've seen those things out, those type of things out in the wild, and I'm just like, well, there you go.
Out in the wild. So you've seen them in person, have you?
No, out in the wild, like online sort of thing, right? Like
online, yeah.
Like I think I saw
Absolutely.
once appear on Twitter X, but I can't remember if it was like they're trying to sell something like old Twitter X or whatever. But go ahead and
Thank you.
You're welcome. And your links are down in the description if you like. So you said you have the store, Instagram.
Yep, I've got the store, and I've got the Instagram for Pine and Cauldron specifically. So those are specifically Pine and Cauldron is the website, pineandcauldron.com, and the Instagram, same thing. It's the username is exactly that. And then separately, I just have is YarnWitch, and YarnWitch is kind of been my handle on internet forums like this one. And that you can find me on Twitter. It's at Witch Yarn, because when I made my Twitter handle, I didn't think I was actually going to use Twitter, so YarnWitch was taken, and so I just switched the two words, thinking I would never ever use it. And then months later, I started developing these friendships and being a part of this fellowship, this community, and now YarnWitch is getting attention on Twitter X. So I'm like, shit, I wish the username was better. Yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah, but that's where I'm at now. Just the website, Instagram, and YarnWitch is on Twitter, and I usually find me in a lot of people's streams. And I try to join when I can every Wednesday on Tombi's channel. He's got his Hump Day Chinwag. Not every Wednesday. I think it's every other Wednesday right now. Yeah. And it'll go to weekly at some point. I'm not presenting it very well. He's probably getting mad at me.
Well, I know he did invite me on. I just had to let him know that.
Great.
I just had to let him know that I couldn't. The time he starts, I'll be at work, so I have to join late. So either I can join late or it wouldn't happen at all. So that's up to him. I get
it. It's my lunch time. Like, I take my lunch about then, and if I can take an extended lunch, great. Otherwise, is what it is. I'm hoping maybe one day I can get to a point where I can just be off on certain days. That would be great. But that's long-term wishing. So we'll get there.
Yeah, one day. But anyway, so
thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, so my turn. No, I'm just joking.
Your turn. Go, quick. While she's shutting up.
Bastard. So anyway, guys, I stream both YouTube and Rumble. Personal opinion is I'm of the opinion that The question is it about creator or platform? Of course, I've seen a lot of the people who get demonetized over by YouTube. They go to Twitter X, all that stuff, and it just doesn't go out well. So I'm multi-platform because it's just a safety net. So anyway, I streamed both YouTube and Rumble at Daramouthe, and I have a fan account at Daramouthe on Twitter X. And I'll explain a little bit why that is. And then I have a Discord at Daramouthe, but that's mostly just for DMing. And I have an email, guys. Look, I don't know how to explain it any better, right? Like I opened this door to just about anyone. I'm not here for arguments. I'm not here for disagreements. I'm not here for negative trolling or whatever. I'm not here for people who don't want a conversation. This thing I'm doing, I'm creating this niche or whatever you want to call it, is a spot of conversation to have just about anyone. I've had it with people who are non-creators. I've had it with people who are creators. I've had it with VTubers, and I'm going to have it with a VTuber this week. So, or a Rumble VTuber, whichever. But the point of the matter is that this thing is for us to have a conversation because, again, we have people talking about entertainment and the horrors of that. We have the people talking about politics. There's no place where you can just sit down and have a conversation about whatever, right? That's what it felt like to me after following many different people. It just felt like there wasn't a spot, and that's why I started doing this, because they didn't see it. And not only that, but just a different sort of people who don't have big followings or don't have followings at all. It's just through Rumble, I'm connected to millions. Through YouTube, I'm connected to billions. And just imagine people, whatever. Of course, they speak English because I don't speak another language, unfortunately. But just imagine my ability. If I'm able to get like 1 million people, right? If I'm able to get 1 million people on this thing, I'd have content for the rest of my life, because there's just so many voices to be heard, so many conversations to be had. And it just feels like many miss the mark. And that's just a personal perspective. You can yell me out. That's fine. But thank you, Tombi. I appreciate that. But the thing of it is, it's just, I felt like there was a need that wasn't seen, and I just, whatever. So I'm really grateful for anyone who comes on, first time, only time, or again, because you never know. So I'm really grateful for all of you. If you haven't been on, the opportunity is yours. Just either go to one of those 3 places I mentioned, or leave a comment on either YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started. Again, not here for arguments, not here for debates, not here for negative troll, whatever. Here for a conversation about whatever. Because I'm telling you what, when I had Phoenix on yesterday, and that was 2.5 hours, dear goodness, it was a fun time. So, and she's a real nice lady. If you haven't seen it, the stream should be up yesterday, but either platform. Anyway, but I did want to run this by you. So I did have this. So I do have the thing of like, subscribe, or whatever. But I did have this news out. So, I came up with this new thing where it's like share, see, and like, and if you're willing, give a follow. Maybe that works. Maybe that's not. I don't. It sounds a little different. It sounds. I'm trying to see if that would work or not. But it's like, it's a lot different than saying like, share, and subscribe, because everyone does it. But like share, see, and like, because seeing is like watching the whatever it is. So I don't.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's not the greatest, but it's just so guys, if you would, on either end, share, see, and like, and if you're willing, please give a follow, because any portion you guys help with, one or all 4, doesn't matter. You help in the engagement of me being seen, and me being seen means I get more people on, and you guys benefit from that because I'm doing the work to get people on. You just get to watch them and enjoy, and then get to try and talk to them after, whatever. So by you helping me, I'm helping you of having other different people on that you could talk to or whatever. And so there's sort of this symbiosis that we can do. And I know it sucks, right? I don't like begging. I don't like saying, "Oh, I got to do this, this, this." I don't give a rat's behind. My point is that I can't. my credibility is going to remain small if I can't grow. And growing means more credibility, which means I can have more to different people on. Doesn't matter who they are, as long as they're willing to have a mic, be respectful, and no gamer words, right? Like no big gamer words. And that's pretty much it. Those are my 3 rules. That's it. I give you guys 98% of the field. All I ask for 2%. And I think we live with 98% for most of our lives, right? We live with 98% freedom. And then there's that 2% that says no. So, but anyway, the door is open. If you want to come on, 3 different places, and or leave a comment in YouTube Rumble. And if you can, share, see, and like, and give a follow, if you wouldn't mind. So anyway,
I love that.
yeah, I know it sounds weird. I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to do the separation between what's been done and twisting it just a bit so it's not exactly like, but at least you understand what I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
I'm
So
trying to
it's
get
familiar, but doing a different spin on it. Yeah, no, I like it. I agree with what Abe said. It sounds far more positive.
Thanks. I appreciate that because I just came up with it yet today. So I was like, wait a second.
Oh,
I was at work and
I like it.
I was at work and I can't remember what I was saying, but then I was like, share, see, like, and I was like, wait a second, because everyone is like, what is it? Like, subscribe,
Share, subscribe.
like,
yeah.
share, subscribe, and also, but what? So share, there's subscribing, which is just following, and then they need to see your stuff too, because seeing is part of the engagement. So when it was like, share, see, like, and follow, and I was like, that sounds sort of all right, and if it helps me out later in the long run, I'll do that because it's simpler,
Absolutely.
gets to the point, and it's not like begging. It's sort of just like, look, options up to you. Because after all, it does kind of sound like begging from the content
It
creators.
can.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah,
sound-
there's some people where it does sound, it can certainly sound like begging. I know some content creators just skip it entirely. Some do it a lot, and some, do it a good amount and whatever is needed. It just comes down to what works for you, what's best, and what feels right.
I'm getting a feeling. I'm getting a feeling right now because I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna have to change. I'll probably just let's see. What can I change it to? So, please. I'm trying to update some. Please, share. Oh, here we go. Please share. See. Oh, I gotta spell with 2 E's. See, like, and give a follow because it'll fit on the screen easier. So follow. And thank you. All right, save it.
I like what Phoenix said there. That's really good.
Making peach pie instead of apple pie. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
quite as easy as that. So let's see how this works. Boom. Here we go. I think that's pretty.
Yay.
I think that's pretty easier. It's you can see it. It's right there. I think that works. I think for me that's a little shorter. It's not taking up like that whole where it's just like, okay, what does it say? Oh, okay, it keeps going. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where it's just like dot, dot, dot.
It's
Yeah.
just smaller.
I like it.
Thank you. I'm really trying. Grow together, share the adventure. No. What is the thing that is said in Monty Python by was it Cleese? John Cleese. It's
John Cleese. Oh.
yeah, he says there's a line he says was it adapt, improve, overcome, I think it was. I'm not sure. I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds familiar. Oh,
Grow
shoot.
together. I'm holding on to that. Grow together, share the adventure. That's a tagline right there. Thank you, Tombi.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that a lot.
I'm putting that in my notes. There we go. I'm holding on to that one. So thank you
And
for
I'm
that.
an antisocial introvert.
Well, it's a funny thing too. Is like in real life, like in person and stuff. It kind of be. I feel like it'd be a bit difficult because it's easier because of the distance, right? But the more I do this, adopt, adapt, and improve. Okay, I thought it was something like overcome was involved.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the line that John Cleese says, like one of the Monty Python shows, and it's like a robbery scene where it's just like the actor or something comes in late, and they're just waiting for the actor to get there, and they're just
Oh.
they're just like
adapt and improve. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
adapt and improvise. Overcome
Oh,
model for real. So,
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. The adapt and improvise and overcome. That's what I was thinking.
so maybe that's okay. So if that's the one you saying before was what he said, then I'll take that. But I thought he said overcome, but it was a long time ago. So and you could see some Monty Python episodes on YouTube. But I think one of the sketches that I really liked is their Killing Joke one.
I don't think I know that one. I'll have to look it up.
Hey Hans, and Hans has been on here too. Hans has been on the show as well.
Oh, hi, Hans.
Yes. Hans has been on the
That's
show.
so cool.
Hans has been on the show, yeah, and he was very straight indeed. He was sort of like, he told me to go heil myself up the street, and I was like, what does that mean? No, he's not like that. He's not like that at all.
Oh dear.
He's pretty thought-provoking
Oh my
dude.
God.
So okay, so that's what it is. 1969,
That's great.
season 1, episode 10, clip with quote, adapt, and improve. Yeah, I just found it funny
Dang, well
because
done, sir.
he's standing around. He's like the robber. He's standing around there. It's like a robber at a bra, like a lingerie shop, and he's waiting for the actor to get in, and he's just like looking to the screen. Is like adapt, and improve. That's the motto and stuff like that.
Just trying his best.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's pretty funny, and it's like he's trying to steal. He's like trying to steal something, but he goes through these different things, like he can't get it. So he's like. Says another thing, Hans Gruber. There you go, Hans Gruber. Yeah. Did Hans say, "Don't poke me? I'm full of chocolate." I am sweet like the Hans. I am from Sweden. That reminds me of Goldmember from.
You've got nothing but class.
Yeah, it reminds me of Goldmember from. Was it the Austin Powers? Like, his Faja, what? His Faja. Have you ever seen any of the Austin Power movies?
Okay, totally honest. I think I saw the first one once,
Mm-hmm.
a really, really fucking long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I might have been really high at the time. I'm not sure.
Whoa. Whoa. YarnWitch has got a yarn to spin. Well.
To be clear, it was just pot. So
Well, that's what I got
nothing
that
exciting.
point. I got that point. Well, yeah, it's nothing
Okay.
exciting, but you smoke the ganja though. I like saying ganja
I used
better.
to. Ganja. There we go. Yeah, I used to quite a while ago.
Just a pair of knickers, then, please. Yeah, that was because he's in a lingerie store, and he's just like, oh, and I think he doesn't even get the pair of knickers, and I was just like, oh, that was yeah. Sweden, yeah, in I think it's the first Austin Powers. They have that. What is it? The one scene with Will Ferrell's character.
Oh no!
And Will's Ferrell.
That must have been something.
But his characters, you have to ask him the same question 3 times in order to get an answer. So he's like, "Where is Dr. Evil's lair? Screw you, Austin! Screw you! Where is Dr. Evil's lair? I won't tell you, Austin. You have to kill me first. Where is Dr. Evil's lair? It's over there in the mountains over there." It's like, oh.
I really am gonna have to see those.
Oh my gosh.
Actually watch them all and not,
Yeah.
compromised.
Well, and you can go on YouTube and the lines, you can find it there, like especially with the Monty Python stuff. The Monty Python stuff is like, if you were to try to buy the DVD set, it'd be so much money. It's so much money. Yeah.
Ridiculous. I hate that. I love this chat. I hate how hard it is to get your hands on the physical media.
Yeah.
God damn it. I want everything on DVD.
Yeah, it was probably possibly also PBS, because PBS would show Monty Python on their end. So there might be like legal stuff, all that jazz. But yeah, I know they went on to do other things like the movies and whatnot, or they went to do different things separately. But I truly do believe that it for its time, Monty Python was a lightning in a bottle sort of thing, because you had everyone, Chapman, Cleese,
Yes.
Eric Idle. You had the Michael Palin, who also became a what was it? Some nature adventure person across the world, and they were just young guys who wanted to make a laugh, and they succeeded. Of course, it was the time too, as like the 1960s ever,
Oh yeah.
and they could get away with a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of stuff too. But Monty Python succeeded where you can't get that much now. Per se, it's
No.
even in the BBC, right? Because BBC,
Mhm.
but it's like they had like this little skit where there's a competition of the year of the twit. It's just
You're the twit. I don't know
it's
this
called
one.
the year of the twit, and it's just this competition of like these nice looking dudes with bowler hats and but they act in such a gawkish, retard like manner. Whereas band these days, yeah, definitely, and it's just like they act like these
Yes.
these village moronic idiots, and they're just like woohoo, and they have these nice bowler hats on, these nice coats, and they just look like that, and they do these silly competitions. Like one is like backing up to this old dude, but not trying to run him over, but they almost all of them do, and then
Oh god.
one of the competition bits is jumping over this like 4 high stack of matchboxes.
Oh
And
no.
only like 1 or 2 gets it right in the first try, and the rest like trip over or whatever. It's just like I'm just like,
These men were just brilliant. Like the shit they came up with and actually did and saw through, and it's like you've got to have some, I don't know, you've got to have some balls to do that, and I think that's so awesome. I love it.
but I really enjoy the killer joke, because wouldn't it be funny if you could have a joke that could kill, right? Like you just recite the joke and just you could laugh to death, and of course the changing it into different language. Some of it is just German gobbledygook, but it just makes sense for it, and it's just like Hedgefall, Stick and Liar, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, this is too hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's a funny time, but yeah, it's you go over this stuff that's just it's a lost art form, like Whose Line It Is Anyway, right? It started out in the UK, but I remember it from coming into the US, and
Yeah, me too.
and of course they did a revitalization of it later on, but it's like the one in the early millennia with like Drew Carey and the rest of them. It's like the Bottle of Lightning was there when they had what was it? When they had Aisha Tyler come on to be the host. Of sort of like it's just it the feel. I mean, yeah, you could say you could say nostalgia, but it's like Drew Carey was a bit of a punching bag to some degree, but he could give it back as good as he got. And Aisha Tyler was sort of like, I don't really know.
She just doesn't quite, have it, so to speak. Like
there's something missing. You can taste it in the air. So like it doesn't sit well. What's missing? And
exactly, it didn't land right. It just it did kind of just peter off, especially then, and which was too bad. I think you're right. Saying lightning in a bottle is such a good way to put all of that.
Yeah, it's like the song by the Talking Heads, right? Once in a lifetime, once in a lifetime. Da, 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 da. And that sort of thing. I can't sing the rest of the song.
Yes.
I remember. Well, that and copyright.
That's okay, me neither.
But
that too.
But the thing of it is, right, is that with something like, Whose Line Is Anyway, I just Scenes of a Hat was probably one of the best things on there. Of course, like Greatest Lines. And then Mr. He's up in the balcony.
I've got some homework to do.
Abe, I remember that he's up in the balcony and he's doing for some sort of like mayor thing or whatever, and he's just up there. He's like, what's inspire? And he does of course it's John Cleese who's playing Hitler, and he does a sort of like, and then does all this angry emotion and stuff. It's just hilarious.
God. Half of that
God.
shit. Can you imagine if it came out today? Like
it
the
wouldn't.
Uproar that would happen. Yeah, right.
It's just not possible.
Everybody would get not just fired; their entire lives would be canceled.
Yeah,
that'd be wild.
Yeah, but again, but like, and again, with like I was saying with the Craig Ferguson show, it was a show of, he had the like the you have people who have the reading cards, whatever, and they read the questions of it. But for me, it's like he ripped the cards up and he just talked to them. I mean, if it was a woman, he'd flirt with it, but he flirt with her. But the point of the matter is that even with the men, he'd had fun with them. Yeah, like
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm not a good flirt, but I try. Mr.
That's okay. Me neither.
Mr. Mr. McGoring, yeah, yeah, from the sketch. But yeah, it's sort of like when it just falls, it just collectively goes into doing this thing because I can't tell you how fun it's been to just go wherever with someone. And yeah, we talk again. We talk about the same sort of stuff. There's some things we talk the same stuff like content creation. Maybe a bit Rumble or whatever and all this stuff. But I'm just like, but just imagine there are points where we go off like with Phoenix yesterday. I say it on stream. Even another gamer words I will say. I'm not streaming with someone else. Words are just words, and people need to stop being. Yeah, but it's YouTube.
Yes.
That's the only portion. That's the only reason why I say that is because of YouTube, right? Like I don't care if you curse. You can say "f you" all day long, but you can't go say, "Look at that bundle of sticks," and say that. Sticks and stones break my bones, but words. Will always piss the lefty. Yes, but they'll also get you banned on YouTube, so that's why I kind of.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah,
it's perfect. You got to find that balance.
Yeah, and obviously finding out about a bit about you, and again, people have said like, well, is the interview? Is like, well, you get to ask me questions, so is it still an interview then?
It's a conversation.
Yeah, it's a conversation. Because I think I've only had like a few people do that. I was like, sure, yeah. What's the question? But but it's sort of like
I was going to ask you, because you mentioned Craig Ferguson, have you seen any of the times that Carrie Fisher was on his show?
I haven't. I didn't watch all of it. Again, it was like 10.
Oh, totally fair. Me neither. Yeah, I looked them up. To be fair, they had such good chemistry. You could tell that they were good friends, and they both have, they both had history and struggles and. Overcoming addiction, so you could tell that they connected on that. But God, their humor was similar. The way they talked or the way they communicated was similar.
Yeah,
you just want to feel good and laugh at the same time. Watch one of their interviews. It just, oh my God, it cracks me up.
And then there was the one with Olivia Williams, who has been in a bunch of different movies, but she used to date Craig Ferguson long back in the day. So you have that kind of connection there too.
Yeah.
Then when Don Rickles was on, he would go at it. That was hilarious. You couldn't have someone like someone like Don Rickles, because that was boy, that's fire.
Oh man, that was a good show.
Well, Australians like to say "see you next Tuesday" as a sort of gesture of joy. I guess I can't remember, but for me, it's just like the only reason I say that stuff is because it is the YouTube ordeal, right? In order to still stream to YouTube, you have to play by the rules a bit. But I still say I will give you 98% of the field if you give me 2%. Just give me 2%. That's all I ask. Because 2%,
sure,
98% sounds a lot better than like 45% or 65%. So have hoof, yeah. But yeah, it's just taking the improvisational inspiration from both ends of those things, and just like you said, just having a conversation with her. But instead with love. Yeah, of course, Tombi. We all know you're saying it with love as you look up the clouds.
I feel the affection, and I love it the most when he calls me a twat. That's when I feel most loved.
Yeah, I throw get his way, and he's like, "What you say? What, mate? What you say?" And you get sort of like that gangly kind of English, where it's like they've been in the gangs. Like, "Oh, you want to talk about like that, right? Yeah, come on."
Oh, I don't know about that.
You won't get a tussle, yeah?
I don't know if I've heard that.
I'm just so am I.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so am I. But it's still gotta be a little careful. But yeah, it's just.
Oh yeah.
it's just enjoying, and like you said in for your stuff, is enjoying the process and kind of like figuring out along as you go away. Because I'm pretty sure
Yes.
you've probably gotten like the die on you before, right? Like, where it's like, oh no, not again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And excuse me. Hold on. Sorry, I had to cough a second. Yeah, my husband calls it. Where did he got it from? Well, I can't remember. There was a celebrity that there was an interview with. Anyways, he got the term school fees from an interview somewhere, and he really liked that. And throughout the whole time of opening up Pine and Cauldron, there was definitely ups and downs for sure. There were times when I'd mess up something. Yeah, dye was spilled. Or really the hard one is when I have a batch that doesn't work out, a lot of the time, or sometimes there will be, at least with the dice that I have, they'll look one way when I pour it onto the yarn, but after it's sat and cooked, and then when it's dried, the color turns out different. So, there's a whole lot of trial and error. And even recently, my scale that I use to measure out my dye, it was off and I didn't even know it, and it wasn't fixable or anything, long story short. So everything I was doing was just, for weeks, I was wasting all of this yarn that I was dyeing, and that stuff is not cheap because it's this really nice fiber. But I have I have a whole bunch of yarn that did not turn out right because of that fucking scale. I have since got a new one. I'm so pissed at that thing. But but you learn with every single step and every mistake. And my husband calls it school fees. Whether you're spending money or it's time or whatever, it's like going to a school, it's like going to a class, and you've now learned this lesson. So we go on to the next step in this journey now that we have this lesson, and try and take from it. I took that as, I'm going to take the scale and throw it up against the wall, but just, I'm so pissed.
Yeah, I
got a new one.
No, you're fine. I picked pick up mist colors. Oh, I guess mist colors or something like that. But yeah, what was it? Oh, I had something on my mind that disappeared. So is it Washington D.C. or Washington State? Because you said Washington.
Oh, I'm in Washington State.
Okay. Oh, so you're how close are you to like the Portland and all that sort of stuff, Seattle?
Oh, I am a little ways off from there, so I'm a few hours out. But from Portland, I'm a few hours out, but I am in the greater Seattle area. So Portland is, exactly.
Yeah, you're like in the crosshairs of like, holy crap, fire!
Very much, very much. And in recent years, a whole lot of shutting my mouth and just trying to not get noticed. And that's another thing that I really love about the people that I've met here, whether it's Rumble or YouTube, I can actually fucking be myself. And it's amazing. And I know it's on the internet, so, you've got to go about that the right way. But with that said, most of the shit that I've been able to say to my friends that I've made here would have gotten me canceled here in the Seattle area. Like, I would have gotten fired from previous jobs just for saying I don't know, that I don't vote blue. I mean, that it's gotten, just saying you don't vote blue or you don't support whatever Democrat is in office at the time. Those are fighting words. But Phoenix, she says, I miss Seattle except for the traffic. The traffic's awful. And I'm curious, when you were in Seattle, it used to be so awesome here. It used to have so much culture. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's gone to shit.
I think like I was telling, like I've said to many others, not too many others, but it's like, it's if you want the change in your city or state or whatever, you kind of have to do the one you're gonna move to the US. Well, that's Oh, I think he's joking
Yeah.
on that one.
It's exciting. No, he is thinking about, him and Tam are thinking about moving to East Tennessee.
Oh, East Tennessee. Yeah, I know
Mhm. That's where I want to go.
I know there's a
West, though.
YouTuber who's English who makes videos on that remark, like the AC. He's like all these different things of stuff that they don't have over there because just reasons.
Oh.
But I think part, I don't know why, because again the UK has its issues and we have our issues. So it's like, are you moving
Mhm.
from a greater place? Do you move from a worse place to a greater place, or are you moving to something that's equal, right? Because again, we have our own issues here, but we have a bit
Mhm.
more freedom than say what Parliament grants, right?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Right. You got to do that cost benefit analysis and how that it works for you. I know for me, I feel, for me personally, I feel very, very lucky to be born in the States, and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I'm so glad I'm here. And now I would like to move to a different state because this is for a multitude of reasons. But yeah, I'm very, very grateful to be American, I have to say. Not like I'm saying there's anything better or anything like that. Just for me, I'm not putting any kind of judgment, just that
Yeah,
I'm grateful to be in the country that I'm in.
yeah. I don't.
But yeah, going Tennessee. I really hope we can get to Tennessee soon.
Yeah, I don't
That'd be
know
great.
about. I don't know about moving to a different state because the majority of my family's here. Well, half is here, half
Mhm.
is in like part is in Indianapolis, which is capital of Indiana, and then part of my family's in Ohio as well.
Oh, and where are
Yeah,
you at?
Indiana. So
Indiana. Oh, okay.
yes, I try not to give
Yeah.
too much, but
Yeah, I hear you.
the thing of it is, right? It's like I've never. My thing is only like to have my own place because I do rent out a room
Yes.
with others. But the thing is, right, is that's a money issue and all that sort of stuff. It's just like,
Right.
and if I want to do this more to make it more of a mainstay, not like the full thing, but like a mainstay of sorts, I'd have to get like other sources of revenue up or whatever just to, but I wouldn't know where I would go because it's sort of like, um, yeah, it's just one of those things. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know too much.
No, I understand. It was hard for me to even think about leaving Washington because yeah, there's family here. I'm established. Oh no,
Yeah.
too much humidity. Yes, exactly. I get it.
Yeah.
Let's see. But ultimately, the forest, the nature around here is just gorgeous, and I can't be without trees.
Yeah.
I just can't. I have to be around the forest. I have to be nearby them and visit them. Like I basically grew up on Mount Rainier.
Mm.
But then I've got my mom. So I have my mom, and she remarried later in life and has my stepmom. I consider them my parents, just FYI. So I've got my moms, and I want to make sure I keep an eye on them and keep them close, but they're pretty sick and tired of living here too. So it just, as things developed, we kind of have this idea of, well, maybe all of us and one of my siblings, we could find another place to live because all of us are kind of getting priced out. So
yeah,
it's kind of been in process. And then I did a whole lot of looking around, and first thing I did was I went on to Google Maps and I looked at what's it called? Oh, end of day brain fart. The map imaging, yeah, total brain fart. Sorry, the map imaging where it shows the satellite view of it, I guess is the way. Yeah, satellite. But yeah, went to that and then immediately was like, where are the green parts? Like, what has the most forest? And I started there, and I started trying to research and figure it all out. But I get you. If my family wasn't gonna be willing to move, then I'm not sure I could go at all. I can't leave them. I'm gonna have to take care of my parents. I'm gonna have to take care of my husband's mom, and I can't. I gotta keep them nearby.
and that's the difficult part too, because even for me, it's like I don't, my parents are able to still take care of themselves, but I mean they don't take care of them self better in the sense of like for the longevity matter, like eating healthy or whatever.
Right,
I still have those
okay.
issues. I still have the issues of not eating healthy, but I'm working on it. And just like yesterday I was telling about my cholesterol stuff. It's a work in progress, but I do think that at a certain point that that you kind of have to take your own consideration and like what do I do for my own betterment, right? Not like just the toss away people or whatever. It's more of just like, hey,
Sure.
think about my health and all this stuff. Because I'm pretty sure you and your husband, at least at one point, had said like, well, what can we do to improve our selves in the sense of health or
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Oh, that's been a whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Good God. Yeah, we're trying to think about that because I mean we are getting up there in age, whether we like it or not. And
Yeah.
the older you get, the more health issues you have. So
I think they can be. I still think they can, if you take care of yourself well enough, like eating right or whatever. I do think you can kind of cut that perception in half.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I do believe if you want to live longer, you have to do the things that will get you there. Not like going vegan or whatever, but just finding the right balance. Like with this stuff, right? You have to
Yeah.
find the right balance. And of course, there's never going to be a right
Absolutely.
balance because it's always a trapeze artist sort of thing where you're up on the wire like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes, exactly. You overcompensate this way, you overcompensate that way, or
Yeah.
then I don't know, people are throwing rocks at you at the same time. Basically, you got to find what's going. Yeah, exactly. You got to figure out what works for your body, and then there's the medical knowledge that's out there, but then there's also the what looks like medical knowledge that's published online that's actually bullshit, and that throws you through a loop. And it's a mess.
Yeah, it all is, and but of course, if Tombi moves here, he gets to have a gun. So yay for him!
Yes, when he comes and visits, I am taking him out to a shooting range, not to shoot him. Let's be clear. I won't shoot him in the head.
You're not supposed to tell him. You're not supposed to tell him at the point. Gosh, the rules the plan.
Oh, damn it!
Rules the plan. You're supposed to stream on the back end of the car first, then drag him, and then you can take him on.
No, yeah, we need to go out shooting. Absolutely, it's a lot of fun. Got to take him out to do that.
In England, they call that the old carriage draw, right? They just hook you back to the carriage and just drag you back there. So just a big old
Is that
carriage.
what that is?
I maybe it sounds right.
It must be true. I mean, I was gonna believe it. I don't know.
Oh, so yeah, he's saying he was in the armed forces.
Yeah.
So that means
He
he'll
was
be
in
a
armed
better
forces,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll be a better shot than you are, is what he's saying.
Oh, and that would be 100% right. I'm absolute shit. I've been shooting a bunch. We own a gun. We take it out and we practice. My grouping's getting better. It's getting better. Getting there. To be fair, we have a gun that doesn't quite sit well in my hands, and so we'd like to get. There is a particular one that I do want to get that feels better, but that's $100 that I don't have yet.
My precious. What'd you say? My precious. Yes. The bad people won't hurt you now. What was that? Yes, that's right. Oh yeah. Ma'am, would you like to shoot your gun now? Shh. I need to talk to it more.
I need to talk to her more. This is my precious. Yes.
Why is she flicking her tongue in and out like that? Don't ask questions. Just keep moving.
She's a snake this entire time. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, the only time I ever shot guns was at a camp that was part of a non-for-profit organization, and they would have a rifle range, and so you'd whatever. But it's been a long time since and it was a rifle. It wasn't like a 90.
You shot a rifle.
Yes,
rifles are fun to shoot. I do like those.
Yeah, especially when people are involved. But that's a different story. But anyway.
In Minecraft.
It's called a fox hunt. Excuse me. There was a movie made about that a long time ago where it's like people were made into these hunting factions and like the rich people were hunting them. I was like, okay, if that's your thing, but I don't think it's going to go well.
Yeah, I could never do. I could never get into the hunting. I got, like to shoot the guns, but neither me nor my husband could do hunting. If we had to, if it was a survival situation, that's one thing. But for sport, that's absolutely not us. I mean, like animals more than humans, honestly.
That's why you let your cat sit at the dinner table. It's like, okay, Mr. Whiskers, what'd you say? Okay, I get it.
Oh my god, dude, these cats. Oh my god, they have such a good life. They eat better than we do, I'm sure. Like even on Thanksgiving, it's important to my husband that every Thanksgiving we make sure to cook a little bit of turkey that's kitty safe because they gotta have their Thanksgiving too. Like we love our animals. They're amazing and they're very special. I mean, they've earned it. They're both rescues and have had rough times early on. Yeah. So like we're gonna spoil the heck out of them.
Yeah, and that's always a nice thing because I think I've known one other person that's rescued a pet, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends, because sometimes pets can't be owned because there's just too much of something. And I do think
it takes a certain person. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
we're all a certain person, just not all are a certain person. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me! I'm a certain person. No, you're not. No, you're not. Just get back in your seat.
You're not special.
Well, my mama told me I was special. Yeah, she also told you were an idiot too.
Yeah, under her breath. But
he's my special boy, idiot. Oh my goodness! Yeah, no, it'd be like a foursome. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. Don't open them up until you put them in front of your friend.
Oh no!
She said this was called Chocolate Explosion, and then she said this was called the Fudge Packer Brigade, and then she called this one the Clover the Clover Shot. I don't know what she meant by it, but it seems to do a lot of damage.
It's gonna be like puking emojis in the chat.
Yeah, just be like naming like little different exploding chocolates. Like what you could call it exploding chocolate, the nougat bomb. You just like toss it on the ground and just blows nougat everywhere. You'd have the
You're starting to describe my time in childcare.
Oh shoot. Well, yeah, that's more of called a diaper bomb, really. You got the you've got the what is that blow up? You've got the is that carrot
The
or
blowout,
peas?
yeah. No, yeah.
You've got
and then when they share it with each other, that's a whole nother one.
They
make art out of it.
Oh god, goodness. What's like? What's that smell? It's like, ooh, someone's diaper exploded.
Oh yeah. My favorite is when you can see it in their faces. You're like,
oh, come on.
You're going to have a dirty diaper, and I tell it's going to be a bad one. Let's try and, you try and position the kid in a way, like, we're talking like infants. You try and position them in a way so the blow up doesn't happen, and you hope for the best. Tommy's like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's funny stuff. But yeah, I like the poop explosion. Yeah, there you go. The child screaming Montezuma. Yeah. Yep, the child's Why is he screaming so loud? I don't know.
Or just the grunts. You get the grunts and then you can hear it happening. You're like, oh, damn it.
You should have one that's called I'm getting in so much trouble. You should have one called the Hitler eugenics, and it just
oh god, what?
It's just like
told me to watch my mouth. What the hell?
It wipes out like it's white chocolate, and it wipes out everyone who likes dark.
Oh, he said it, not me.
What was that? Why are you looking at me like that? I've said something wrong. It's just a simple name of a chocolate bomb, yeah. You throw the white chocolate bomb around, and they say higher, and it's like, oh, the dark chocolate, it blows all the people up.
Oh no.
It's when you can have fun with it. I do it.
Yes, you have to be able to laugh at this shit.
I do the German accent for fun because it's easier to do. It's like I come here, I try to do a show, I make people laugh, and then people say, you're not funny. And I said, well, you're German too, so what's the problem?
Oh dear.
Oh, I'm trying to take control of the show. Okay, you are all trying to get me in some sort of trouble, yeah.
Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now hit the top of the hour mark, yeah, and so we will set aside the time
Oh,
to
yes.
promote ourselves. A very special brand of chocolate bars there, yeah. It's called the
Yeah.
I Erase You brand. Yeah, there's like ADL has under chat. They can enter and all they like. So go ahead, YarnWitch, and promote your stuff again, and I'll do my stuff, and we'll see if we'll go a little longer or not. I don't know, but just go ahead and promote yourself, and we'll go from there.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was just trying to reply here. I have my hand-dyed yarn business called Pine and Cauldron. You can find that at www.pineandcauldron.com,
Mm-hmm.
where I do small batch indie dyed yarn, mostly merino wool fiber, with another base that's merino and nylon.
Mhm.
You can also find me on Instagram at Pine and Cauldron. That's my Pine and Cauldron. And then YarnWitch is a separate entity. You can find that on Twitter, Twix, X, at Witch Yarn. And then occasionally on Wednesdays when I'm able to, I join on Tombi's channel for the Hump Day Chinwag.
Hump Day Chinwag. That's why he calls he calls it Hump Day Chinwag.
That's what he calls it.
Because he likes to hump
Yep.
the day. No,
He does.
also in the Rumble chat, I did pin it. I think I can pin it in the YouTube chat as well. I've got to find it first. Yes, I will pin the message in both chats. So in both
Oh,
chats
thank
is the
you.
pin to her Pine and Cauldron. Her other stuff is down in the link below, so don't forget to look at that as well. Twix, I call it Twitter X because that's right, I'll explain that. But anyway, so I gotta do my stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, so of course, guys, I am on YouTube and Rumble at Daramouthe. And of course, you can call me Dara if you like, if that's a little too much, but it's pronounced Daramouthe, which is, I'll tell you that story in a little bit. I also have a fan account, as you can see at the bottom, at Veramouth. And then I also have my email, which will show at the bottom. Again, all the links are down below. If you want to come on, same opportunity like YarnWitch, Tombi, Hans, who else? Hans, Phoenix from yesterday. If you want the same opportunity like them, all you gotta do is either go to those three places or leave a comment on either Rumble or YouTube, and we can get started. It's not that hard. I try to at least open as many doors as possible so no one can say, "Well, I can't get in through this way." It's like, well, there's 4 other ways you can get in. So, if you want a shot, give it a try. May is full up till the end. Phoenix Electra took the last day that was open, so congrats to Phoenix. But yeah, if you guys want the opportunity to come on, if you guys want to take the opportunity to come on, the door's there. Either go to those 3 places or leave a comment on either YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started. It's that simple. That simple. And I'm trying to, if you want to set up for June, or if you have an idea of what your June may be, let me know, because I already have one person set for June. So there's that. And I hope you're able to join because I do like to talk to a huge amount of people. And of course, YarnWitch, you're always welcome back. Like everyone else who's been on, you're always
Thank
welcome back.
you.
But of course, if time allows it, right? Like, because you have your schedule and I have mine. But of course, the other part, which I know is oh so much fun, you hear YouTubers speak about it all the time, but I'm doing it a little differently, as we did earlier. So if you wouldn't mind, please share, see, and like. And if you're interested, give a follow. Because honestly, it's all about engagement, right? I've got to have this stupid thing called engagement in order to be seen more because the algorithm stuff or whatever. It's just whatever. But you helping me do all that stuff helps me being seen so that one, I can have more people on, and two, that when I have those more people on, you get to interact with those people, right? You get to act with them and maybe have them come on your stuff or you talk to them, whatever. I do the hard work of bringing them on. You guys just get the benefit of talking to them or whatever if you want to. So again, if you're on either YouTube or Rumble, please share, see, like, and follow because anything helps. Anything helps. The more people I can get on, the more I can share this with other people, and it continues and on and on and on. The boulder's rolling. It's just a slight slope, and the boulder is going a little slow. So it's going to get there one day. It's just you guys help, and I appreciate that. So I'm so tired. It kept me up like, go to bed, Steve. Go to bed. Go to bed, Steve. Get out of here. You were the one choosing to stay up late. But anyway, can we get Elon to buy Twix? No, because he isn't really taking care of Twitter X very well. So, and that's
I mean,
just
that would be really funny if he bought Twix, though. I mean,
yeah,
that would be amazing, though. I want it for the lulz.
But it's yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like a billionaire throwing around money for candy. Really, at this point, it's like, oh look, you guys get to have
Yeah,
50
yeah.
bucks. I get to have $1 billion, but you get to have 50 bucks. Great guys.
Oh yeah, they all do it. They all
Yeah,
do it.
and I can't. The reason why I have a fan account is because my original account was suspended. Go to bed. Yeah, go to bed, Steve. My original account was suspended, so it's just like I can't. I just when that happened and I tried to appeal it and I did like 11 or 12 times and I got nothing but Twitter reserves the right. I'm like, so it's not about free speech anymore. It's about whatever. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Elon can say what he wants and he can bring back all these big people, but until he starts bringing back the small people, until he starts bringing back to the smaller people get suspended for no apparent reason, I'm not going to believe him. I'm sorry. Freaking,
I understand. Yeah.
I call it well. The first time I called it Twitter X was because it was people still call it Twitter. Elon wants to call it X, so it's like Twitter going into the future, right? Twitter X. X is in an algebra. If X is used as an unknown, so Twitter going into the unknown, going into the future, so Twitter X. But then it was like, after the suspension thing, I think I'll do it just to upset him if he gets across like it's called X. It's like, no, it's Twitter X. Get your stuff straight. Just this is my way of getting back to that. So, but yeah. So
I like it.
It's just I can't. I can't. I eventually had to rebuy Twitter Blue because I'd be able to post longer, but it's sort of like backhanding myself every time I do. It's like, oh yeah, you wanna write this thing, and then they suspended a previous account. Stop. And it's like
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's certainly not perfect by any stretch. I mean, and I had never planned on using Twix for any stretch. That's why I made Witch Yarn instead. Like I wasn't giving it much thought at all. I can't even remember why I created the account.
We should call it TwitX for like
TwitX.
TwitX. Yeah, like the twit of
Is
the
that
year.
like saying water in a British way? You just take out the T.
Understand? No, it's twit. Remember I was telling you about the twit of the year sort of thing that the skit was. I call it TwitX because it's not all smart people on TwitX that are listening. So I'm doing a English thing right here. I'm doing the TwitX, right? I'm on TwitX right here, and it's just a little bombsy, right? It's like a little over here, and all the people are bombing crazy. And yeah, you saw what happened when monetization happened. It's like everyone's just like same with YouTube, right? You add monetization to something, and it's just like, wow, you guys really want that attention to get paid. I'm like, mother fudger. I don't think I'll ever get to that point on Twitter X to get paid, but oh well, I've got it to at least write longer posts, so there's that. But
absolutely gives you a presence, and I can understand why people would want that.
I feel like just I'm tripping over myself. Like, why would you do this? Like, well, I got to write longer posts, so it's like, what those things, right? It's probably like tinks, tinks, twinks. You should just call it twinks then, like twinks, twinks.
Ah,
Twitter. Yeah,
like
you
the-
got
they-
right.
they
Twitter.
put it.
You got
Twitter.
a Twitter X, right? It's got a Twitter X right there. It's all a bit jumbled, right? You try to
Wix, triple X.
triple X right there. And all that stuff. Yeah, English not my strong suit, but I do try a good English accent. So
Boy,
yeah,
me neither.
sure. So I
what's-
don't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just thinking, what's that line from Fifth Element? I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English. That's me. Cliche American.
Yeah, I better go die. Steve, go to bed. Tom,
Yeah, you
if I
guys
have
need
to-
to sleep.
if I have to sick the old Raph guy on you or Rand guy on you just to get you to bed, I'm going to. Tombi knows how
Oh,
to
no.
put do a joke out. Steve, go to bed. I'm not going to. Well, who called my name?
Oh no!
Give him the chokehold. Give him the chokehold. Oh goodness. But yeah, I just want to know. Are you do you need to leave? Do you need to look good for a little longer? What's your? Because I'll go a little
Oh.
longer if you are all right. English hard. Yeah, English is hard.
English is hard.
English hard.
I can go a little bit longer. I can't go too much later because I've got some stuff to take care of. But
yeah.
I've got a little more time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll try to let's go to like 2:30, the 2:30 mark. We'll stop
Okay.
there. Just remember the first or third consonant if you want to speak British. Right, yeah. You gotta do like that gangster sort of English. Like I was in the back breaking raw. I went to get that chicken sandwich, and I was that's Australian. Never mind.
They start to mesh together, like when you try to do things. Not you, but in general, it's like, oh crap! Oh, I'm going from one to the other.
Well, Australian is sort of like the outback English, right? Like, because I mean, technically they were a prison colony of the English, so it's sort of like they never
Right.
got out of prison, unfortunately.
Yeah, literally.
It's like we're like a seventh continent, right? And we're just right there at the bottom of the world. It's sort of like right next to Antarctica, right there. And we're just trying to be ourselves here, but we let our government take over, and we're just sort of like we just combine ourselves in this little creepy crap space. And we got the Sydney Opera House. Look at that! Oh yeah. But yeah, we have the funny accents, and we're just kind of all over. But I think you even roasted my accents on your piff. Did I? I don't remember. Well, you don't have an accent, do you?
Oh.
If it was more just like in playful fun, really. I don't remember. Once the piff stream is over, I was like, oh, thank goodness, that was a success. Yes,
And then the sense of relief.
I've done it. I have made another successful stream. Everyone clap for me. La, 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 la. I got to play.
Yes.
Go. That would be the worst.
There are times when you're like, dude, I'm just, you know
Oh.
what? I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back, okay?
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't remember. That's why I was like, all right. But no, it's like you.
Oh.
But you come on
I see.
you come on the Rumble, whatever, and you see this guy like, and see this guy like, what the hell? It's a white guy doing this. What the hell's going on here?
Did I jump into a different universe? What's going on here?
Give me your chickens and cows. Come on, everyone. La, la, la.
Now he's going Hollywood. Oh, shit.
Oh, don't worry. Chocolate. Hey. I turned you to Swiss. So Hans was more Swiss. Yeah, I'm Hans. Yeah, I think it's more Swiss.
all
The
sounding
Swedish.
dirty.
No, you haven't heard me say dirty yet, but we're not going to go there.
Okay.
That's dirty is reserved for the special few, and it's mostly just for the ladies. Sorry, gentlemen, I don't play that card. No. Tombi, you were the fudge packer, or packed by fudge. I can't remember.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he be choosing violence. I don't choose violence. I choose the Spitz. yes, I am from Holland, yeah. Or no, it's what is the gold member is like, uh, I'm trying to figure out. Gold member was like, yeah, his father, he wanted Schwitz, Oh, Augustus Gloop, Augustus, don't drink
Augustus.
so much
Oh
water.
gosh.
Yeah,
I
that's where I
haven't
can
seen that
go.
in so long.
Hey,
Abe.
this is a legit Osa's English, maybe. Well, I'll trust your maybe part on that one. But yeah, it's like I remember the it's just like Augustus, stop drinking all the water, yeah, get out there. Augustus Gloop. And he was more Austrian, I think it was. Because you had
Oh, he was supposed to be Austrian, wasn't he?
the Austrian and then you had Veruca Salt, which was English. She was high upper class. She was high upper class. Who's packing fudge now? Keebler Elves. Keebler Elves is doing that stuff. Keebler Elves. They had to do something to take care of that. But then you had
That was perfect. I was thinking that there was some sort of like legit candy factory joke somewhere in here, and you beat me to it. That was
that's right. Those Keebler Elves, man, they're small, but they can fit. So, but you had Veruca Salt was she's very high class English. She was sort of like the too funny. The Veruca
Oh,
is the technical
yeah.
term for
Yeah.
wart. Well, there you go. There you go, wart. And-
Oh.
But she would sing and she'd be high upper class and she'd be all this stuff and be like, Daddy, I want a golden goose. And you just want to slap her like, get over here, you little witch. I'm gonna show you what it means to be a bit of a soap. But it's stuff like that. So her internet.
The child.
Oh, your internet cut out for a second, so hello? YarnWitch, can you still hear me? Oh, is my internet bad? Oh, it's my internet.
Oh no, it's not me. Yay.
Yeah, you were going in and out there for a bit.
I'm gonna go with that.
I'm sure it's gonna clear up a bit, but it's sort of like just one of those things like, oi, the internet, you're knocking up, aye? Oh, yeah, that's right. Biggest, the greatest Roman general of all time. Yep. God bless him. God bless him, everyone. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was all right, the first Willy Wonka, but it was just a lot of singing. And I know it wasn't the exact title of what the book was, which was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is what the story is about. Everyone else is a vehicle of sorts to
It's good, but
Charlie's.
like so many things, never should have been remade.
Well, I kind of get why they remade it because, again, it was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but it's not about Willy Wonka. It's about Charlie because that's what the book is about. It's about
Cut
Charlie.
out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Testing. Oh, okay. Because I think I can now. It on my end, it looks like you froze up and there was no audio there for a minute. So I apologize. It's probably my net, honestly.
No, my connection. It says my connection is poor, so it's probably yours is good. Mine is poor, so I'm not sure why that is. It's probably because I'm doing studios to out and I'm multi-stream, and then I'm using Brave Talk for you to have on here. So it's sort of like
Oh, that's fair.
So
shoot, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. It's just internet stuff. It's all that small, dumb crap you don't want to deal with. But no, at least it's been fun. At least we've had fun, like shimmying and stuff. You know, doing like the little like 60 stuff, doing all that, and having fun. Because that's what it really also be the point too, is having fun with it. Because if you're not having fun with it, then why would people want to come back on, right? Like it's just, it's one of those things. Gosh, I feel like I've run out of stuff. No, I haven't. It's just it's getting to that point in time of the day where you get silly with yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like it's sort of be like you and you having the ganja, at a certain point you're just like, whoa, dude, what's out here? Bruh. what is this sort
Video
of
games were a lot more interesting when I did that.
like, bro, this thing, it's this big ape guy who's called Donkey Kong, and he's just like out here like hitting all these crocodiles. It's like, dude, bro. I was like, what? Is this happening in real life? I went to go and see. I hadn't seen a thing. Where's the big ape for the crocodiles? Come on. And you just
No, I just stared in amazement. That's what I would do. I was when I would get high, I would start playing video games and then just listen to the music. They sounded different.
You play Tetris and it just sounds like the slow jazzy version. I was like, whoa, bro.
Yeah, like whoa. And then you lose right away.
I said, oh man, do we have to watch? No, I did. I only watched like a little bit. Well, I think it was like White Castle, wasn't it? Like the whole movie was about going to White Castle or something like that. For Harold and
Oh,
Kumar.
that sounds familiar. I haven't seen any of those.
It's been very long of seeing any of it at all. But I've never drank. I've never smoked. I've never been
Good for you.
Thank you. But it's sort of like you kind of take other people's lessons, and even with content creation, right? Like you take other people's lessons in order to like what to do and what not to do. Even though you still have to experiment, it's sort of like, should I act like this instead of this, or because there's a lot of it's a weird thing. We see a lot of content creators who, understandably, they do like a drinking stream or something, but it feels like.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but after a certain point, it feels like it becomes a crutch of sorts. Like you rely on.
Yeah.
It's not that
Yeah,
impressive.
it really is.
Yeah, whatever, Hans. Back to the camp with you there, you sweet.
No, it can be a crutch. I'm actually doing a kind of a 90-day dry period with a friend of mine who she felt like she was using it as a crutch a little more than she would like, and so she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna challenge myself to go 90 days without drinking any alcohol." And I told her I would do it with her because you're way more likely to succeed if you have somebody doing it with you. And sure enough, it's helped her. And we just reached the halfway point, and it's been good. It's good to see, like, okay, when am I interested or craving having a drink, and why am I? Can I find something else that'll work better and something a little healthier? It's been a good experience.
I wonder if that, I mean, because it's sort of like a reflection on, this, just what's sticking with the drinking factor. It's sort of a reflection on how much would I drink within a week or within a day or something to that effect. And you just kind of sit and reflect like, wow, or whatever. I don't know your answer, but for me, it's like, if I were to sit down at a time and reflect and like, oh, what were the fast foods I eat or the candy I eat, and just reflect and stuff. It's like, I think the difficulty is it's not the getting into a factor, like, every New Year's Day, New Year's, everyone does like the resolution to exercise more or whatever. It's more about starting small and then increasing the factor of just like comfortability. Like you want to keep coming back doing like working out or whatever. And of course I haven't been in the gym in a while, but that's because it's just I'm trying to do like intermittent fasting sort of ordeal, seeing if that will help.
Oh yeah. Oh, good for you. I've been interested in giving that a try.
It's more like there's this chunk of time set aside, right? And you're the majority of the day. Fast food is no longer cheap. It's good to eat, yes, and make your own meals at home. Like what I do is 100%. I buy I get like Dave's bread. It's a bit expensive, but it's more healthy for you.
Dave's Killer Bread, yeah.
And then I do like boar's head deli meat, But if you really want a better ordeal helping you in a grocery store, there's this app I downloaded a long time called Yuka, Yuka.
Yuka. Okay.
I'll show you what it looks like. I'm
bringing it up now.
It looks like a carrot.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course it's free, but there's extra stuff that you could. I think like the lowest they go is like $10 a year for like an annual membership, but it's just an extra thing if you do or don't want. But you can take the app, right? I'll show one of the things I have a local butcher shop for deli meats, the best quality. Yeah, I have to find one.
Yes, that's the way to go.
I found a place
Yeah.
for steaks, but I gotta find one for uh deli meats. But anyway, I'm gonna try to find a good one because this app also does like dermatology stuff, like skin stuff or whatever. I'm
Oh,
trying to find,
interesting.
yes, I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. I'm sure most of you would know this. This is the Mick for the English out there. This is called a McVites, the digestives roll wrap, whatever it is. And this is what it. So you'll see it gives it a grading out of 100, and then it'll show you what like different stuff. So here's this. Here's what it shows. I know you can't see it.
Oh, it gives you the stats on different food products.
Yes. And so
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell you if it's too fat, too caloric, too sugary, but it also gives you like the additives in it. And I'm telling you what, a lot of the foods in a grocery store are filled with stuff you shouldn't be eating at all.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Especially here in the States.
yeah, like I scanned Fruity Pebble once. Guess what the big hazardous factor of Fruity Pebbles is?
I can only imagine how many of them. The artificial flavors, colorings, the preservatives.
It's the coloring.
Yeah, I believe it.
The coloring is the big hazard, and there's maybe like one preservative, but it's like the coloring alone is hazardous because
It is.
Oh, what was it? I'm gonna try to find it. Because I remember because they do like research stuff, or are they linked to research stuff on it? Oh, please tell me.
Oh, that's good.
It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So Fruity Pebbles, right? It's got 5 hazardous chemicals. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
So there's the coloring and stuff right there. I know it's not big enough. Right.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at those.
Right. No, it's and then there's one. So I'm gonna go with that Allura Red. Here's here's the description for it.
Red is a synthetic red dye believed to cause hyperactivity and attention deficit disorder in children when combined with sodium benzenate. It is also believed to cause allergic reactions. Yes, and actually got a whole rant on that with my husband and I being ADD. They've been finding more studies that artificial food coloring, preservatives, and flavorings that will actually basically turn on the ADD. It actually causes the ADD brain to lose control and actually have a lot more issues. It'll affect your mood. It'll affect your general brain function and your health. It's just awful for you. So my husband and I have got for years. I know it's like slowly getting there. There we go.
There we go. Now I'm
There,
better.
you're back. Yay. Yeah, years ago, gosh, a couple years after him and I started dating, he introduced me to a couple studies that he had found because his mother had discovered when he was little that if he had certain foods that had certain ingredients in it, he would become hyperactive and totally out of control and just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And so she did her research, and my husband told me about that. Obviously, many years later, after we started dating, I started doing some research and looking into it, and sure enough, there's a lot of studies supporting how devastating these ingredients are to your health and to your basic brain function. But there's a lot of corruption in the system, and a lot of companies use these ingredients far too much, and they depend on them and want to keep them around. So there's a lot of, I guess, hush money, so to speak, put around, different people are in bed with each other, or different industries are in bed with each other.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Anyway, sorry, I could go off forever about it. It's a hot button subject, and it sucks that people don't believe it.
But that's a conversation for another time. See how this
Yes.
works? Yeah. There's been more to talk about. I've had Jack Tarlot on for 6 times. And
Oh yeah.
always something to talk about. But I mean, he's English, so it's always something to nag on him on. It's like, accent, Jack. I can do it pretty well. It's like, don't do a John Wayne impression. It's not working.
He can do his accents pretty well. It's great.
He's all right. He does it when he does it though. It sounds like he's doing like a TV, like a game show host TV infomercial.
Oh yeah, doing an American accent is
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, and that's fine.
We're weird.
Yeah, we are weird. Especially when you go down south and you're just like, good old boy right there. You just go and get that gator. Go, woo, go, woo, woo.
You can do that really well. I can't
That's-
even do that, even
that's
if it's
right.
a cliche.
I went down to the waters there. I was trying to find that gator. Oh boy, I felt it come up my spine and I said, "You better not, gator." And I slapped it in the face and it was right off skitting. I was just one of those things. Skitting.
That was perfect. That was so perfect.
You're welcome.
Your family that talks like that. That's perfect.
You're welcome. I do try my best. All right. Well, there's that down south accent, and then there's like that good old boy right there. We're just gonna go out in that field right there. We're gonna go with the cattle and stuff. We're gonna let them feed and all that stuff. Yeah. The problem with these chemicals is that after ingesting, you end up in the water recycling system slowly building. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
And
That's my insert rant here.
yeah. It's like 95 to 98% of the grocery store items. It's like even deli meats, like the prepackaged stuff. Dude, it's the sodium phosphate is the big one in that.
Oh my gosh. Yes, they literally take meat and will soak it in salt water. And then a lot of meats, and I have not verified this myself, so to be fair, I do know that they do inject some meats with some coloring to enhance the look of it. Yeah.
Caramel.
And I think yes. And I've heard that they've also done the same for like fruits and stuff. They'll inject coloring into the skin, but I have not verified that one, so don't quote me on that.
But I'm just saying that the app, the Yuka app, is a great because they connect to reviews and not reviews, but scientific studies and all that stuff. And of course, you still have to question scientific study because money.
Yes, exactly. Who did the research? Who funded it? I mean, look at Monsanto and their history. But again, that's a big old rant that I could go on. We'll save that for another time.
But yeah, it's again that falls into taking care of your health and what you put in yourself. And I will say this before we go. There's a soda I drink, and I used to drink like the big sodas and stuff. But then I found a lady told me about prebiotic sodas or prebiotic sodas, and yeah, I'll show you. Hold on, the one I have is called Poppy, and this is one of their. This is strawberry lemonade, but I don't know if
seen that.
Oh, you can't see the ingredients.
Oh,
but
yeah, the shadow.
Yeah, the ingredients for this one is strawberry lemonade is sparkling water, organic cane sugar, organic apple cider vinegar, natural flavors, organic agave inulin, and then lemon juice, strawberry juice, and stevia. The lemon juice and strawberry juice are concentrate, so take that as you will.
Okay.
But it only has 25 calories to it, and the gram of sugar is like 8%.
Yeah, because it's got the stevia instead. Hey, it's a great alternative.
Yeah, compared to like Coke, it's like
right
10 times the amount, which is insane.
Right, and it's just straight up high fructose corn syrup and most of the stuff. But something that I had found out with natural flavors, and this broke my heart, is that can be used legally. That can be used so broadly that MSG counts as a natural flavor. And there are people that have a bad reaction to MSG as well, and they have no idea because it's in natural flavoring. But anyway, sorry. Again, ranting.
You're fine. And again, that's what coming back for having those conversations are. And even then, we might not even hit that. We'll just probably go somewhere else, like on a bus. It's the magical mystery tour.
Yes, yay, ADD conversations.
Yeah. I'd sing it, but
100%. I love it.
But there's there was a thing I found where it's called Licked, LACK''D, where there's a legal way of having a mainstream song play on your channel without, because people will get hit if they play a mainstream song, but it's a legal way.
Oh,
I can link it to you some other time because I can't show it because,
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's interesting. I'd be curious to check it out.
But anyway, guys, all right, so we've hit the mark. A little past the mark, but that's fine. So anyway,
Yes.
both of our links are in the description below, both mine and YarnWitch's, and of course YarnWitch's Pine and Cauldron is pinned on both ends.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the chance, taking the opportunity to
Oh.
do so. So,
Likewise. Well, thanks for taking a chance and having me on. It's been lovely. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
no problem. And again, you're always invited back. Like everyone I've had on, you're invited back because Phoenix is going to come back. So that's pretty interesting.
Yay.
But anyway, guys, that's right. Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I got to say the person who I'm going to have on. I'm just therapeutic. Well, that is that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll look into it.
Yeah. So anyway, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 15th, right? Tomorrow, Wednesday at 9 p.m., I will have on the VTuber I was talking about, Zatris. I've had her on before in the past, so I was able to get her on again. But that will be 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys want to join, that's when it'll be. Of course, I'll be putting links and stuff up before then. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. I know more of you were here to see the pretty face, YarnWitch, but I'm good enough, all right? But anyway, thank you all for being
He's better looking.
Yeah, I try. I really do. But anyway, thank you for being here. And don't forget to share, see, like, and follow because, again, engagement helps and having more people on. People like you. I think that was a PBS thing. But anyway, guys, if you haven't been here before, the intro and outro songs are by Pogo. And you can see his stuff on YouTube. Yes, Phoenix will be back. Pogo is, of course, he's Australian, but he's made these songs. Of course, you saw the Upula one, which is a Disney Pop Pixar remix, and he's done some other ones too. But if you want to go check out his other songs, some that which I'm using is on YouTube at POGO, simple as pie, and they're great to just listen on a basis if you want. So again, this one that we're going to end off of, and don't forget to mute yourself, YarnWitch, unless you're going to leave right away, which is fine. But this one is called One Day With You by Pogo. See you tomorrow, guys, and have a great night. Bye.
Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All you have to do is knock. All you have to do is knock.
Okay, here we go.